Well, good morning, everyone. It is 3:11 a.m. on this Saturday morning. I'm meteorologist Jacob Dickey here, and what I wanted to do is just hop on, and we'll just kind of do some periodic updates. And really, this is not anything that I'm overly concerned about right now, but I have a feeling that a number of you are awake with some of the lightning and thunder reports that are coming on and out there. So here's some of those big thunder boomers. What I do want to do is kind of update on the flood potential. The bar is a lot lower for some of our areas for flash flooding tonight. And so I thought I'd just hop on and talk about that here. We have no severe thunderstorm warnings, no tornado warnings. All we have right now is flooding. And so that's our biggest concern here is the flood potential across the region. So let me just check my pages here and going to hop on a few other accounts, make sure we're going everywhere we need to. Okay, looks like we are. We're getting everything turned on here. So what I am wanting to do is, if you're watching, let me know where you're watching from. And then if you're having some flooding reports, I would appreciate that, because two-way communication going on here. So we know that there's been some heavy rain, and we know there's more heavy rain to come here. And so we'll kind of spend some time talking about. So if you got any reports, we will take those. We really appreciate that. Says we're working hand in hand with the National Weather Service to update on the hardest area so far is McLean County. Yet again, some really nasty flooding going on in the Bloomington area. The Sugar Creek went up 6.5 feet in 2 hours there, and that's a pretty stiff increase. And down in Minear, there is water that's entering a basement egress window. There's a number of vehicles stalled in floodwaters on Hershey Road and Oakland Avenue. And another Oakland Avenue report, we've got viaducts with water in them. Empire and Towanda on the east side of town, east of the airport, vehicles stalled in the floodwater. So really, McLean County has got the worst conditions right now of the flash flooding that's going on there. And they've had a lot of rain. They've still got some intense storms on the south side of town there. Some good news for Ford County. I know a lot of folks there probably awake. Let me loop this the last hour, and I'll show you kind of what's happening. There's been a south push with this heavy rain activity down into northern Champaign County. Now, that's not good for Vermilion County. I have a feeling we'll have some Vermilion County folks joining on here, pretty concerned for Potomac, Collison, Bismarck, Danville, some of those same areas, just slight south nudge, maybe Spares, Gibson City, Paxton, and parts of eastern McLean County, parts of southern Iroquois County for the heaviest rain. It's not sitting over the same time at one point, which is good, but it's on the way into Vermilion County here. So Vermilion County, you're probably a couple hours away from maybe some potential flooding here. We've got nothing yet so far, but it's not even begun for Vermilion County. The leading edge of those storms is there. And then there's additional storm activity. This is the concern here, is you go back to the west, and all of this has been basically moving east. There was a period of time where I was very worried here. I woke up and kind of saw some things at 1 a.m. and thought to myself, well, that's not good here. So let's loop this. And you'll see here how there's that straight east movement. We've suddenly in the last hour or so gotten a south nudge. You can kind of see that pick up there at the end, which is good news, because those storms training over the same areas causes problems, right? That's quite the issue when they hit the same spot. You see the line of flash flood warnings that's in effect there. And I'll pull the warnings only. Line of flash flood warnings now, southern Florida, Iroquois County, McLean County, and all the way through Tazewell County, Fulton County, into western Illinois, including Macomb. Just a straight line there where these storms have trained. And again, McLean County has been the worst. They did opt for the considerable tag on that flash flooding. That woke up folks in McLean County with the wireless emergency alerts on your cell phones, given the flooding situation there. That's the only considerable flash flood warning we have. Just a basic flash flood warning here for Ford, Iroquois, and eastern McLean counties. And out to the west here also, there are observed reports of flooding, but they're not significant flooding reports, which is maybe some good news at this point. But McLean County has not been the case. Southern parts of the county there. Let me do this real fast. I want to show you the flash flood watches as well here. And I'll have to back out enough to get that to work. There you go. You can see the counties in green. Flash flood watch now down to Piatt, DeWitt, Champaign, Vermilion, Douglas, and Edgar counties. And I have a feeling that we'll be getting some flash flood warnings in Champaign County and Vermilion County before long here. That green box is a river flood warning. That's for the Vermilion River there. So that's a little bit different than these flash flood warnings, but they're all flood warnings at the end of the day. But this is the ones that we're more concerned about there. So again, if you're in Bloomington, Normal, southwestern, south central part of McLean counties, Leroy, Bentown, Holder, Downs, towards the Ellsworth area. It looks like it includes Myrna. Maybe tonight the rain is a little better than the tap in Myrna there. Cooksville, Towanda, not in that one. But then you go down here, Funks Grove, McLean, basically the Olympia School District, Hayworth, all in that. If you're in those areas, then you probably got a wireless emergency alert on your phone. And if you did not get that alert, then check your phone for your wireless emergency alert settings there. That might be something that you want to do, because if you didn't get the flash flood warning, more than likely you won't get the tornado warnings or the intense severe thunderstorm warnings or things like that. Debbie's saying something about an evacuation of Bloomington. Can you provide more info? Are they doing that voluntarily? Are they getting water in their home? What's going on? Bloomington, though, is really, really rough. And I'm seeing some reports from Fisher as well. So let me... So we'll see, probably going to have some issues there. The other thing that I can show you, and it might take me a moment to find this here. Looks like I don't have it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this full screen really fast. And I'm going to switch computers. And I'm going to throw up the other weather computer, because I'm just going to sit here and kind of point some things out. I think that might work a little bit more in my favor. So it's that. We'll switch that there. And then, actually, you know what? I need to... It's in the middle of the night. We got a little behind the scenes work going on here, right? Is that how that works? I need to switch this router 7 to max 1. And we'll pop that up. All right, so there you go with these storms coming in. And what I want to show you is the 12-hour rainfall. You'll see the swath of heavy storm activity, just this line across the middle of the state here. I mean, it's a fairly narrow band. It's maybe 30 miles wide. It goes through Macomb in western Illinois, between Burlington and Fort Madison down there in Iowa, Keokuk, Iowa, Carthage. And I mean, it's pretty parallel to the US 136 corridor. Then it gets through Fulton County, Tazewell County. You start seeing those purples, you're over 4 inches, and some of those pink colors now indicate 6 inches. The other thing is the numbers on here are likely being underdone. We think that the radar is not accurately picking up how heavy the rain is. Some areas have had some significant rainfall totals. And when I say significant rainfall totals, Paxton got a ½ inch of rain in 17 minutes. Bloomington got, I think it was 0.88 inches in 30 minutes, if I recall correctly. There was some torrential rainfall with these storms in a very short period of time. Let me double check my info. Yeah, Bloomington got 0.88. Oh, I'm sorry. I said that wrong. 0.88 inches of rain in 15 minutes. 0.88 inches of rain in 15 minutes. So that's something else that's going on. Sugar Creek in 2 hours went up 6 feet in Bloomington. That's something else that happened there. And I'm just kind of following up some more information. I'm going to look at the Sugar Creek flood gauge on there because there's, we're talking about last night. Say these same areas got hammered with that. We haven't had an update in a little bit. The data kind of stopped at 2:15 a.m. But getting some reports that the Sugar Creek is rising rapidly in McLean County there. So if you've got any information about that, it would be much appreciated to figure out what may be going on over there. But the biggest concern right now is the McLean County area, which is what we're looking at. So kind of monitoring that. Just checking some of the comments here. Water over the street in North Gibson City. Okay, Debbie says floodwater is touching their house. So that may be what's going on. Some folks saying they got water in the basement. It's quite the active setup ongoing here. Continuing to get those flash flood warnings out there. And we'll spend a little time here looking at that. Just got an update of a new flash flood warning in Ford County. Wireless emergency alerts going off in the Gibson City area. And at least for now, the heavy rain has subsided there, but there is still an issue with quite a bit of that rainfall in southern Ford County. It's not the heaviest it's been, but it still is a problem here. And so that's what we are looking at. I'm getting a few other things adjusted behind the scenes here, so pardon my racket as I make that. But likely some folks joining the stream from Ford County. Considerable flash flood warning, that activates wireless emergency alerts. That's a Samsung. I need the Toshiba remote control. Where is that? Sometimes people take our remote controls and hide them around here. We got about 50 TVs, so that means 50 wireless emergency alerts. Champaign County just got a flash flood warning also issued. This one, I believe, is a basic level one. I do not believe that they are activating it for the considerable tag, because otherwise my phone would have gone off here. And I need to switch weather desk to, there we go. So emergency alerts in Gibson City and in Paxton for considerable alert there. Oh, hey, Kevin. Kevin's awake. You need a microphone?
Oh, I just heard myself come over to the phone.
And you're like, I'll come in there. Sugar Creek went up 6.5 feet in 2 hours. Bloomington got 0.88 inches of rain in 15 minutes. So I was like, I'm going to jump on here. Some folks were saying that water was encroaching homes along Sugar Creek. So I was like, I'll just kind of watch. And we just got the upgrade in Ford County for a considerable flash flood warning. And then Champaign County, they added it. Vermilion County, not far away, but we're about to get a nice thunder boomer here in the Champaign area. So I've got the chat up here so I can see some flooding in Fisher, I should say, being reported. Taking on water in the basement in Fisher. We got no severe weather. Do you want me to go get your microphone? I think you want to? Okay, you want the anchor?
Yeah.
Okay. So Kevin's joining here. He was taking a nap in the weather office. I went to bed at like 7, and Kevin's been here since 2 this afternoon, I think, give or take. So we're just kind of sleeping as is. Oh, Kevin, Days Inn called. Yeah. They called. They said that they wanted to put a hotel chain upstairs for us to utilize.
Great.
Be fun. So, I'll get you a mic here. Are you waving at me? Something going on?
No, I was waving it.
Oh, you popped in the camera. Oh, we're on now. Oh, okay. I didn't realize you flipped it over there. Okay, I'll turn your anchor mic on here. Give me a mic test.
1, 2,
You are
3,
on.
4, 5.
Probably my favorite comment from this week is somebody said that they had been spending more late nights with you and I than they had their husband. And I said, I've been spending more late nights with Kevin than I have my wife.
Yeah,
So.
no doubt. No doubt. Uh-oh, what's going on there? Oh, okay.
Got no severe thunderstorm warning, which is nice. That's a good change of pace here. But
So there's no warning on that champagne, huh?
say again?
There's no warning on the champagne.
No severe thunderstorm warning, thankfully. But it is a intense storm with the lightning, based on some of those reports that we've gotten. There's just not a lot of. The other good thing that's happened in the last little bit is there's been a south push. In fact, if you look at that champagne camera, you can see the shelf cloud rolling in over town here with that lightning coming on the very edge. Are you controlling the camera, or do you want me to?
Yeah, I just got it pulled up here. Ooh, man, gosh, that made me think there was a power flash there. Just the way
You thought you saw one?
I thought I did, but I think I'm
Oh,
still.
look how low that is there.
Yeah,
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah.
There's nothing showing up, but
yeah, definitely no rotation or anything in there. But yeah, that would be
looks spooky.
spooky. Yeah, especially with the lightning kind of like
Right.
backlighting it a little bit.
Jimmy's saying good morning, sarcasm. Yeah, good morning to you.
Do you know that I actually? I mean, we're really in the late night stuff here.
It's after midnight. We can say what we want, Kevin.
Can I tell you?
Oh, go for it. Do you want to mute the mics for this? Do we
No,
need to?
it's fine.
Okay, all right.
I'll get roasted for this, but I don't really care. I actually hate the term "good morning." I do. I do. I hate the term "good morning."
Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something about Kevin Lighty. Kevin Lighty will be more likely to be at work at 2 a.m. than he will be at 2 p.m. He would rather be here late into the night as a night owl.
Yeah.
Versus.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean.
I have late night owl tendencies, but I feel like I just have this weird thing where I could sleep a couple hours and be good. I didn't get a nap yesterday at all.
No nap?
No. I went to bed at 8 p.m., woke up at 11:30. My dog jumped on me. And then fell back asleep, and then woke up at 11:30 and kind of saw the storm set up. I thought, oh, that's not good. And then what time did I text you first? 1:30 or something like that? I kind of thought maybe you'd go home, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was here and watching those storms coming in, and I was like, well, I'm just going to stay here. And I was watching.
I have a really good picture of you on the couch snoozing.
Do you?
Am I allowed to post that on Facebook?
I don't care. Whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, some people actually agreed with me. At least a couple of them. Heather says me too. I love it. All right, great. I did not get donuts last night.
Well, they weren't open, so
yeah.
I couldn't get them. Somebody messaged me that they're open now at like 8 a.m. and I was like, "Are you bringing me something?" No.
Ooh, good morrow. I haven't heard that term. Good morrow.
That sounds very British.
It's medieval times.
I want to throw up the Gibson City camera. Somebody was asking about that just briefly. I've been looking at it. It's up at the hospital there. It's not raining as heavy. Rainfall rates around inch an hour up there are expected at the most. But I think that Champagne's camera here from the studio look at north gives us the best view.
Yeah, I mean, that lightning once again. I mean, gosh.
Man, that's such an ominous looking cloud.
Yeah, it really is. And it's kind of moving
slow.
I didn't know whether to keep panning along with it or just stay with that lightning. Yeah, I'll pan around a little bit. But the lightning last night was actually, I meant to send this to you.
The lightning last night, I think, was a little more impressive, but it's still pretty good tonight.
Let's see if I can-
There were periods of time last night where I thought to myself, this is like the day. People ask you, Kevin, do you get your milk with you? How much do you have left?
My milk is gone.
Man, it was a
It's-
half-gallon night.
No, I finished it tonight, actually.
Oh, it's already got. So you're out of milk now?
I'm out of milk.
Oh,
I'm
man.
out of milk. I'm out of milk.
This seems like a
Yeah.
milk emergency.
Well, yeah. Well, it's kind of funny because you were at McDonald's and you asked if I wanted anything, and I was like, sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle. And then you
Yeah, it
can't,
was McDonald's breakfast.
can't have them.
Golly.
Yeah. and
4
then-
a.m.
'cause I was
I was like,
gonna-
I thought they used to have the stuff at midnight, didn't they?
Man, I don't know. I thought that
Whataburger
was-
starts their breakfast at 11 p.m. We need a Whataburger in this town.
Yeah.
We need a Whataburger. We need a Trader Joe's. We could take In-N-Out too. At a certain point, you get too many burger places, though. But
Yeah.
or Smith Burger needs to open 24/7. They need to keep that food truck going.
Especially in Muhammad.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I think they should open up in Gibson City. There's a few places. Cole's saying, can you change the comments to allow photos? Unfortunately, we cannot, but you can message both of us here.
And I wish you're right. I wish that they could do that.
Oh, yeah, that would be nice. Mark Zuckerberg, if you're listening, give us that ability. And then somebody's saying, I will brave this storm to bring you milk, Kevin. Somebody DoorDash this man milk. Panic, no milk. Remember, everyone, it's got to be 1%.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. So, not a lot of people know this, but I about a month ago had what is the worst feeling ever when my basement flooded.
Yeah, you did have that.
And-
I forgot to talk to you about
Well,
that because
yeah,
we
'cause
didn't
we
see
haven't
each other.
seen we haven't seen each other for a month.
It's like the only way we can hang out is when there's
Yeah,
nasty storms
but-
coming in.
pretty much was the worst few days I've had in a long time.
How much water did you end up with, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, there were 6 inches of water,
6 inches of water.
which is like
That's
It-
enough. You gotta.
it took out my HVAC system. I didn't have air conditioning for 4 days or hot water because it took out my hot water heater.
Oh man.
So I was taking cold showers and we had no AC when it was, of course, the hottest week of the year.
I'm kind of glad I was on mornings that week. Then.
It was pretty horrible. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie. And again, this was a sump pump failure, to which I think is just wild that sump pumps only last like 5 years. Like, how is it that sump pumps only last like 5 years? It's 2026. We haven't figured out a way to get a sump pump to last more than 5 years.
Well, I think we got it to last more than 5 years, but it just is better that how do I say this nicely? When you're a more regular customer buying things like appliances and sump pumps, people earn more money that way. Used to be to have a fridge last. There's still people got
Well,
fridges from the 60s
yeah.
that work like a.
You ain't kidding. What are you basically? You're saying they don't make them like they used to?
Yeah, I'm getting old enough where I think I can say that now.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, so I feel for the people, and I have kind of PTSD from that. Like last night when I got home, I just hear the water pouring in to
Do
my
something?
pit,
Yeah.
and hearing the thing just like run constantly. I'm like, don't fail.
I remember the Gibson City flood, and that whole thing. My parents' basement
Oh,
flooded, and my parents were not in town. They were helping my brother move. He was moving bases for Air Force, and so they were out of town then. And I was the only one in Gibson. So that day, that was 5 years ago, like 2 days ago. So that day, I was trying to get info out to you guys. I could barely get text messages out because it took the power out, and so the sump pump just stopped working. My parents happened to have a backup generator, but the problem was the sump pump wasn't just able to kick back on. I had to manually turn it on.
Mm.
And when I manually turned it on, then it still didn't work. It had sucked up some gunk in the pipe.
oh,
So when I pulled the pipe open, the gunk went solution
shot
out
in your
all over
face.
me in
Oh,
the middle of this. And I'm like, I don't know what that was. It got out of my mouth. I'm still here today, so that's good. But I just remember, like, I was standing there, and there was about a couple inches coming, and you could literally see the water level rising up
oh,
because every one of our neighbors had water in their basements.
man.
Our home sits on a slight hill, but like just the water flooding in. Finished basement, of course. I'm thinking,
Yeah.
oh man, this is probably, it's after 2 a.m. I can say this. Like, I was like, Mom and Dad are gonna kill me.
Yeah.
That was the childhood thing when I did something wrong coming back
Right,
there, right?
like, I'm
gonna
in
get
trouble.
killed here.
Yeah.
But got it back and working, and I could watch the water levels start to drop a little bit.
Mm,
But boy, that was
yeah.
not fun.
It was the most helpless feeling. You're just like, oh my gosh. Yeah, it's yeah. And so I'm still dealing with it because we had to, they still haven't kind of fully restored everything yet in terms of the damage. I had to cut out some of the walls and stuff.
Were
Brutal.
you lucky to have insurance?
Yes. Yes, but it's not going to cover everything.
Usually, you probably had the sump pump insurance add-on,
So
you get
I did
$5,000.
add on the sump pump insurance. The thing is, it's interesting with the sump pump insurance. It doesn't cover it covers the failure, but not the sump pump. So when I had to like get a new sump pump,
You had to pay.
you have to pay for that. But yeah, no, unfortunately, I did add that to my policy when I bought the house. Yeah, that's been a constant when I've had free time. It's work on the basement and try to get it back.
Getting some significant flooding reports from Paxton. Several roads are closed.
I bet Paxton
I feel bad. For
instantly.
them. Route 9 is closed. Same spots as last night. Ottawa and Market, Hardy's to Casey's, State Street and Taft have 6 inches of water. Center and American Orleans has 6 inches of water. At least 6 inches on Pell Street from Vermilion to Winter Street. And I know there's a few roads. I got a couple messages in the north side of Gibson about some flash flooding there as well. Somebody said, I got up last night to have chocolate milk to calm my nerves a bit. But Kevin, again, you're not a chocolate milk fan. We learned that last night.
Yeah, I mean, I'll drink it, but
Yeah.
just give me the regular. Man, it's coming down here now.
It is. I hear it. If I hear it, it's loud.
That's very true. I don't know that if you knew this or not, but did you? Yeah. Did you hear about that?
The water levels here. So we had that flood.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm going to pick up my stuff off the floor just in case here.
I could not believe when our chief engineer told us about the water almost getting in here again.
It was at the top level, wasn't it?
At the top of it. Like, goodness. I ain't gonna lie, if this if this keeps up, I wish I could.
I'm going to get to the city, so I don't want any of this to flood.
Nope.
Sure, that's not what this desk is made for, but
It's fine.
what's the over-under that our chief engineer will have to stop back in?
Well, he might have to come back in to fix the. Oh,
Wow.
there's a bolt. Sorry.
How to start playing the game of looking at the lightning?
Yeah, he might have to come in because he had to go out to our transmitter site to fix the
DirecTV signal?
Yeah, the over the air antenna stuff. Man, all right.
Yeah, I know that time we were in here. There was the tornado in Leroy and that supercell that came southeast down 74 right into town, and I left the garage door open and suddenly water came pouring in.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought I was getting fired that day.
He
Kevin.
was like, I just
we
ruined.
had a camera sitting in back because we didn't have our Neal Street camera at the time anymore, and we wanted to see what it looked like on the ground. You remember that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And so I thought, well, we'll just open the garage door and point a camera out there. And about 5 minutes later, water came rushing in the studio. And I thought, oh,
You thought you
But
just
it came
did
through a
it.
different door. So
Yes. But yeah, even I for a second was like, wait, how did he really? Was that Jacob's fault?
yeah,
Wait, what?
No. It was like several hours before we knew what happened too. But I was like, I went
Yeah.
in there and I remember seeing the water just pouring through that crack in the door. And I was like, oh man.
So a lot of the lightning kind of north of downtown.
Market Street.
Yeah, up there. Up there. On another note,
Oh boy.
and this is, this is good for us, but a few hours ago, I did meet our newest team member.
Good. A few hours ago, did he stop by here?
He did.
He's all moved in.
He was getting moved in, literally got in today, moving into his new apartment. And yes, but it was nice it was just like, okay,
Sing
it's
an
real.
angel.
It's real.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a new team member soon. So you folks will meet him next week, most likely. So yay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, he popped by. I'll tell you this. He's tall.
Is he really?
He's tall, yeah. He's like 6'3", maybe.
Is he really?
Yeah,
I wondered.
yeah. He's tall.
It's hard to tell in studios though. Like
Yeah, I know. Yeah, totally hard to tell. Yeah, he's a taller one. He was like, yeah, your production staff's gonna have fun trying to redo the cameras. Jack was kind of tall.
Jack was about
too.
6'3", wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a little bit taller.
Oh, I got a severe thunderstorm warning for Menard, Morgan, Cass County. I was wondering about that line back to the west there. There's been some gusts of wind
Oh, look at that.
showing up in there.
What? Elizabeth said there's a bat in my living room?
There's a what?
A bat in her living room.
You know,
That's probably not ideal.
somebody asking, will he fit in the storm tracker? That's a good somebody having a bat in their living room just reminds me of the Office episode when there's a bat. I know you don't really watch The Office that much. That's your one flaw, Kevin. I feel like you would love that show.
I don't know why I never got into it but like if I like
He drinks 1% milk and he doesn't like The
I
Office.
didn't say I don't like it, but I mean if it's on, I'll watch it. But yeah, I don't know. You know, the same thing was with the show Friends. I didn't watch the show Friends until I met my wife, because she watches it all the time. She leaves it on the TV when she goes to bed at night. And so when I'd get home, Friends would be on. And so then when I'd go to bed, I would watch an episode. And then over the years, I finally watched like all of the Friends episodes, but I never watched it when it like came out and it was popular. So it was only in the last 5 years that I watched Friends.
Wow. Sugar Creek is reaching flood stage. Wow. Ho.
It's like, can we Does that got a gauge on it?
They do have a gauge on it. I've got it on my computer over here. I don't know. If you search, if you go to the Water NOAA site, it's BMI I2. That yellow one there.
Wow.
So that was last night, that little bump there this morning.
Oh,
and
so it's
then
even higher.
It's higher now. So they're up to basically 11 feet. I guess the record's 14 feet there. I'm thinking, what happens when it hits that? Because there's not really, sometimes the river gauges have, major flood stage, and they're just minor's 11 and record's 14. So I have a feeling that probably is. An issue there. So the Sugar Creek went up from 2 feet to 11 feet in 2 hours?
And is it still? Yeah, it's still raining.
Went from
Is that
1.8 to 10.85. So it went up.
Is that flash flood warning within McLean County like a separate one?
The Bloomington one, I believe it is. Oh, you know what? Maybe that is actually what went on there.
Is that
Because
like
some folks down at Leroy, and they were like, I didn't get the alert. I think they just did the considerable tag for Bloomington.
for that center one there?
That would make more sense. There's some folks out there. So the Sugar Creek went from 2 feet to 11 feet in 2 hours.
Let's see.
Kickapoo Creek off of Ireland Grove Road.
Oh, so here's your. Oh, goodness. All right, that's your Sugar Creek.
That's crazy. In 2 hours, it did that.
So yeah, I mean it was 1 a.m. Look where it was there at 1 a.m.
Report was 1.96 feet. It was 2.44 at 1:15. By 3:15, 1:15 it was 2.44. By 3:15 it was 10.89. That's crazy.
18 is the record. They're already at 11, and it's still raining there.
That next wave coming in, if it's just south of town, that might spare it. But boy.
St. Joe. Jill is planning on going to the Gibson City Summer Bash. She would like to know if
I'll be there.
she'd like to know if she needs a boat.
I'll be there. Good news is downtown sits up a little higher, so maybe they'll give you a boat ride into downtown.
Jacob will be there live.
I actually will be. 6 o'clock news.
Jacob will
and
be there
then-
live. So what I want you to do is I want you to go crash his live shot.
Oh, thanks, Kevin.
Like
Thanks,
go
Kevin.
there and
You're going on camera looking people in the eye to say that.
crash his live shot. It'll be fun.
We were saying we had no idea a storm was coming through. Last night it said clear weather. Chances showing really low. Oh, that's all we've been
What?
talking about is storm chances.
What? What?
Uh.
What weather are you watching?
Probably NBC.
Not us.
Oh, somebody's saying Sugar Creek flows into the Iroquois River. There's 2 Sugar Creeks.
Oh yeah.
There are 2 Sugar Creeks. There's Milford, Iroquois County, but then there's
Yeah.
it's kind of like there's technically, I think, 2 Vermilion rivers. The Salt Fork has like 3 branches or forks, as they say. So this is the Bloomington Normal Sugar Creek. Rain's really lightened up here, thankfully, but
Yeah, it did kind of calm down for a second here. And then that little batch tries to pick back up again. Yeah, Sugar Creek is in Indiana, too.
it's like such a common
I
name.
grew up with Sugar Creek. Pretty sure had like a, I don't know, was it baseball team or basketball team? We were sponsored by Sugar Creek Lumber. Pretty sure. Must have been.
Somebody says they can see the center of Lot Boulevard, Gibson City. Wasn't visible an hour ago. That's good. Sugar Creek Hardwoods in Waveland, Indiana.
Sounds about right. Man, that next wave back there, depending,
Pulling south a little bit, which is
yeah, you kind of,
maybe for the better.
wonder, will it do a little on these numbers? My arrows look
And
like
Kevin is
junk.
not an artist, ladies and gentlemen.
My arrows look like junk this morning. I can't see straight. My wife texted me about 45 minutes ago. She goes, "Are you still at work?" And I go, "Yep," with a crying emoji. She goes, "Yikes."
Yikes. That's so terrible to just say yikes.
Yikes.
How was Zachary's first day at kindergarten?
I guess it went okay. Yeah, I
You were able to get him there and then
got
get
him
an app?
there. Can I tell you though? Let me tell you. Oh, let me tell you. I just got to experience, and I don't know if there's anybody in Muhammad in here. I just got to experience what is known as, and I'm sorry,
School
Yo.
zone traffic?
y'all got to figure this out. School traffic is insane. Oh my goodness. I couldn't believe it. I was like, whoa. It's like Muhammad turns into Chicago, Lakeshore Drive for
45 minutes in the morning.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I live over kind of by the high school. So I caught that traffic. Then the traffic over at the grade school, and I'm just like, holy cow.
It just turns to gridlock. It's in Champaign. It's like the first few weeks of the year, everyone tries to go at the same time, and then eventually it lightens up a little bit, but it's still rough. I hate driving 2:30 to 3:30 in town. Just hate it. It's awful.
Well,
Edison's right here. You got the elementary school on Prospect.
yeah. Well, I will say this. I'm gonna make it my mission. We're gonna fix that.
Kevin for mayor.
I don't know, man. Like, holy cow.
Kevin for mayor. There we go.
Well, somebody was like, "Oh, take the bus," and I'm like, "Well, like eventually I will make." And Zachary does take the bus on the way home because he just goes to daycare, which is close by. But I was like, I'm gonna take him, you know, because again, he just turned 5. Like, I was more worried about him because he's really good with numbers, and he had a different bus number last year than he does this year, and I was worried he would get on the wrong bus because he remembers numbers really well, and he had a new one. So luckily he made it on the right bus. So that's
Well,
good.
that's good.
Ooh, power just went out in Muhammad.
Better check, make sure it's your neighborhood.
Oh,
You got a battery
Lord.
backup in your sump up, or you'd be going home
Oh,
quick.
Lord, I will be going home very quickly.
Call your wife. Hey,
Start
I was
the-
saying, where's the Sugar Creek? We're talking about the Bloomington Normal Sugar Creek. Let me just pull it up on a map while you're looking up that, Kevin. Power out in Mansfield as well. Sugar Creek, Bloomington. Somebody said they'll bring you milk. if
Somebody
you
there bring me
want.
milk. Jimmy, don't get out in the weather to just bring me milk. I'm good, man. I'm all
We got
right.
CVS across the street. Okay, so the Sugar Creek in Bloomington, if you happen to be on Veterans Parkway, it's the little creek that goes along the Constitution Trail, and it crosses Veteran Parkway. Basically, what is that? What's something people remember? Right next to the Chateau Hotel and Conference Center. So if you're familiar with that, I believe that's the old Jumers. Let me look at the street level here. Next to Jason's Deli, Steak and Shake. Yeah, I think that's the old Jumers. They call it the Chateau now. So it's north of Empire. It's up between General Electric Road and College Avenue, and it snakes down through Bloomington on the south side there. And I guess, what's this fork? There's another branch, I guess, that probably like a drainage ditch that goes up to Fort Jesse Road and Veterans Parkway and cuts south of downtown. And then exits in the southwest side of town. It's over at the 150 by the Culver's and McDonald's is where it crosses on the west side of town. And then it takes off to the south and west. And it's still the Sugar Creek by McLean. It crosses 136 west of McLean. I'm just following all the way down. Where are we going to? Northwest of Lincoln. It crosses Route 10 west of Lincoln. That's a little longer than I thought it was. And then it joins the Salt Creek, southwest of New Holland, and then heads towards the Illinois River. So that's the Sugar Creek in Bloomington that we're talking about there. Vermilion County added flash flood warning there.
The old Jumers.
You ever been to the Jumers in Bloomington, Illinois? You're more of a Bloomington, Indiana guy. I know.
Yeah, I am indeed.
So yeah, the old Jumers. We went as kids there a couple times. It was always the Castle Hotel, and they used to have this kids suite, and it was like this castle themed bunk beds.
Oh,
You know, when you're 4, it's the coolest thing
coolest
ever.
thing, right?
Go to the pool and have a weekend away. Like, this was a great vacation. I can only imagine what my parents thought about that. They probably liked it, but you know, Jumers or St. Lucia? I think my parents would pick St. Lucia. Did you figure out where the power outage is?
I was looking at the power outages. I was just curious because people are saying, "Yeah, power's out in Muhammad." Well, it hasn't been officially reported yet. I guess on the Amarin map, but
sometimes it takes a minute. I wonder if it's between Mansfield and Muhammad. I wonder if they're out in that. Is it the Oxbow on the west side there? Is that what they call that neighborhood?
in Muhammad.
Yeah, you drop south of 150.
Oh, yeah, that's actually where the tornado went across.
Yeah, you're right. The Spring Lake, that's what it is.
Oxbow Ridge.
Let's see if there's any updates. Route 9 is closed in Paxton.
Is it?
Yep, there's water on the road there. It's a little lighter, so maybe it's draining. But IDOT does say, as of 4:02 this morning, all lanes closed. In Ford County, Route 9. My guess is they probably have the whole section drawn up from Paxton to Gibson City, but I think it's mainly Paxton. There is a spot, though, between Gibson City and Elliott that often floods. No, they're saying, yeah, Route 9 closed in Fort County again. And there's a road north of Elliott. It's the Elliott-Melvin Road. When you go straight north out of Elliott, the road's closed up there from yesterday's rain because the water washed away the side of the ditch.
Oh,
And water's basically flowing under the concrete pavement there.
mhm.
So they're worried it'll wash out. completely.
Yeah, that'll wash out real quick.
It was pretty interesting to see the photos of it.
Route 9. So it shows Route 9 closed in McLean County.
Ford County, between Gibson and I guess I didn't look at McLean County.
It shows like a little area there near.
Oh, Route 9 is closed for construction.
That's construction there.
Yeah, right there north of Aerosmith.
Yeah.
I think they're doing a bridge replacement out there.
Man, poor John. John, I feel for you, bud. Foot of water in the basement in Paxton. 2 feet yesterday. Sump pump working.
Jeez.
3 floor suckers going. Not sure what else I can do. Damage done yesterday, so I guess try and sleep. Yeah, man, but it's already done, man. You already got to deal with it later. You might as well just nothing you can do. Uh-oh. What's that? Well, fortunately, it seems like the rain is lighter in Paxton, but
Yeah, that south push has been. When I don't know if you saw the radar, but when I saw it between 11:30 midnight, when I kind of opened my eyes, I thought, "Oh crap!" I was a little worried, but that little south push, I think, Sparran from getting even worse than it already is. I mean, it's already bad up there. But now I'm thinking, all right, how much is Danville going to get?
Yeah.
But if it keeps moving south and you get a gap, maybe you're able to. Because it seemed like last night, once it started raining, it just didn't stop. Whereas we've got
it was really like it was just oriented the right way there.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is, I mean, definitely that slight push on that heavier stuff, but that other stuff seems to be going kind of west to east.
Yeah. You almost see the little swirl in there from the MCS coming through.
Seems dark over there, but I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
On the west side of Champaign?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is.
It also might be it's 4 o'clock in the morning Saturday.
Yeah. Well, my weekend morning show shift is, starting now essentially. So, Mr. Smith there was asking, "Why are you up? You need to go to bed." It's like Kevin needs to go to bed. I have already been to bed.
No, you're right. But now I'm just like, well, I'm probably gonna have to go home here soon because I have a feeling that rain continues in Mahomet, and I'm not gonna like.
The power outage still has showing one outage down towards right north of Centerville, White Heath, along the Sangamon. They were like, let's just issue the flash flood warning for Indiana counties.
Yeah, here we go, Petersburg. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
But that Danville camera, we should pop that one.
I was literally just thinking about that when I zoomed that in. It's like, Danville.
And soon we should get an update on the Sugar Creek in Bloomington.
Yeah, how quickly is that thing updating?
It didn't seem like it was updating the fastest for us, unfortunately, because there was a period where it was about 45 minutes old.
Gosh, so it might even be higher right now, huh?
Yeah. If you follow the trend line, it probably has breached 11. But if it keeps raining like it is, I mean, there's still some moderate rain there in Bloomington. It hasn't let up.
Appreciate everybody's concern for our well-beings here with our kind of wild week we've had. I'll say this though, there's a handful of, I think, weather career kind of like things that you look back on and remember. I will remember this week.
Yeah.
I will remember
Same.
more for just like,
Same.
just like I think we've been on streaming and doing coverage like every day since Sunday almost. And
With this marginal risk for today and tomorrow, it'll be 8
Yeah.
days in a row that we've had some sort of severe weather
some
risk.
sort of risk that many days in a row is like, I mean, that's like the stuff they get out in Oklahoma,
Yeah.
in the springtime where it's like, but we've had it here, but we've done it with our 2-person staff, which is just wild. I've
had fun.
I mean, like,
We put a tornado on TV
what I say is,
before the tornado warning came out.
Yeah.
Even.
what I say is there are, in my opinion, 1,000 other worse jobs that I could have that I would have to do to where, like, it would
Kevin could be
be
a
a lot worse.
bus driver in the school zone every morning.
Oh man, I don't know how those buses do it either, man.
Yeah.
Goodness. So yeah, I think you just got to do what you do, power through, and we'll get our rest soon. It'll get here. Yeah, because I was supposed to go up. I was going to go up to the Cubs Cards game tomorrow. That was my plan. I've been planning on because I love Cubs Cardinals in
Yeah.
Chicago. Love it. But I'm so tired. I'm like, I don't want to go. I
Wait,
just want
tomorrow or
to sit at home.
today?
Today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So-
the other thing. I was like, well, finish your story. Sorry.
Well, normally I would be on the Amtrak train, which wildly, so they changed the Amtrak Saturday morning train that goes up to Chicago. It used to leave like 6:20 a.m. or something like that. It now leaves out of Champaign at 4:30 a.m.
Really?
Yeah, the 4:30 a.m. train, Amtrak to Chicago. And so I would normally be hopping on that to go up to Chicago. But I'm so tired. I was like, nope. Even how big of a Cubs fan I am and how much I love the Cubs Cardinals series, I'm
What
like,
have you done with the tickets?
sell them.
Okay. I was going to say,
Well,
do we need to have an auction on Facebook right now?
Well, I actually I don't know if they're officially sold. I put them on like StubHub,
Ah,
but yeah, I need to see if they're sold. But if not, yeah, can I get 125, 125, 125? Looking for 125. Who's got 125? 125, 130 now.
yeah, that's the thing about this week. I told my wife, it's like, just because of how irregular the sleep schedule's been, I'll get 3 hours there, 4 hours there. I was like, this has been the longest 15-day week of my life.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you could nap on the train. I mean, you got time to get over there.
No, so I mean, not to sound bougie, but
You don't have your fancy bag with your stuff in it?
no, when I do the train, I may or may not like do like the bedroom one where you can go to sleep, because like a lot of times, like when I go up, even when the train left at like 6:20 in the morning,
You
Like,
could get 3 hours sleep out of that.
I
probably.
wanted sleep, knowing that I would have a long day at the ballpark in the sun, through the evening. It's a long day. So, and the Amtrak seats are fine to sleep in, but like, if you can just like upgrade to like the bedroom and like actually sleep on a bed, it's actually kind of nice. Sounds kind of bougie, doesn't it?
Only a little bit.
I mean, it's not exactly the Ritz Carlton, but there's a bed on a train. And I'm not gonna lie, a train will like rock me to sleep like a baby. It just moves a little bit.
This is what I need to do is we need to put you on a train south and then meet the train coming back north and hop back on it and just do the sleeper car both ways. And you might get more consistent rest there.
Yeah, no doubt.
Somebody says, sounds like life with a newborn.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it is serious when I say no to the Cubs Cards game. I mean, that's one of my favorite
because again, I hate the Cardinals. Sorry. So it's fun, that rivalry in the bleachers. It's fun. But I'm focused on the playoffs.
You know, this has been an up and down season, hasn't it?
It was an up and down season. It's been on the up lately. Now,
Yeah.
again, they did lose. Well, they lost yesterday, but they won today.
Wow. Check out some of this water. Let me pull on. I got to figure this out. Let's see. 7's what I'm on. Check out some of the 12-hour rain totals in northern Champaign County.
Oh, wow.
Fisher's pushing the 5-inch mark there. And these typically are underdone a little bit.
Wow. They really got that much.
I'd be very curious what the Sangamon's going to look like.
Yeah. This morning when I drove to Sangamon and Muhammad, I was kind of surprised it was as low as it was. But that's one of the rivers where sometimes it takes a little time for it to come up.
I remember after the Gibson City flood, it was like 2 days later, it was Muhammad just
Yeah.
full of water. So yeah, any reports from Fisher, Rantoul, Penfield, Gifford, Ludlow,
Yeah, I'd be curious about Fisher. I mean,
Gibson,
that's
Paxton?
That's 12 out. You're positive that's a 12
That's
hour?
a 12-hour, yeah. I mean, I could drop to the 6-hour and it'd probably show the same thing. But I have the 12-hour one set with the better color palette to stand out a little bit more. Let's see here. We do have the Sangamon River at Fisher flood gauge. Oh, it went from 4 feet to 14 feet.
Did it really?
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
So and it did that in a hurry at 3 a.m. It was 5.4 feet, and now it's at 14 feet. So it was up a little bit. Wait a minute. Friday? Oh, it's been constantly rising through the day. So it may not have caught on to this rain yet because the last report we had is at 3:15 a.m. So it's been rising. Okay, so it's the 24-hour rise.
Oh.
So it's not factoring in this rain.
Yeah. Kind of see, because the Sangamon usually doesn't kind of flash like that. I mean,
If it did, this is the time of the
Yeah,
week.
no, I mean this. Yeah, it'll flash on that though. So yeah, I'll be real curious to. Yeah, because so that hasn't registered in an hour.
No.
Jimmy over here is at the Muhammad Circle K. He needed a chocolate milk and a Slim Jim.
Yeah.
Okay, Jimmy.
I need a chocolate milk and a Christmas tree cake. So I need. Start fishing for those.
Yeah, look at that. Look at
Fishing
that
for reports from Fisher.
Yeah.
Unintended, because wow.
Yeah.
And you can see that stripe.
Wow, look at that back there.
Just been some impressive. That pink is the 6-inch mark. And again, some of these numbers are going to be underdone. They've noticed that last night with the radar estimated rainfall.
Well, I don't have to mow this weekend.
Say again?
So I don't have to mow this weekend. It's
Well,
too wet.
By the time you're going to be able to mow, you're going to have a jungle in your front yard, probably.
Dude, you were not kidding.
You know who's made it out like a bandit this year? So the folks that do the snow plowing in the winter typically do the mowing in the summer. They had a great winter season.
Yeah, they had a great
They got
winter.
a great summer month
Yeah.
season too.
No, yeah. Yeah. It's very true.
Any reports from Fisher? Anyone watching in Fisher? Maybe they're all pumping their basements out now, trying to keep up. I don't know.
Gosh, that might be. Oof. On a side note, can I just say, Windsor today was really good.
Windsor.
When
Oh, the town, our town.
we did
Yeah.
our town, it was really good. We had a good time. A lot of good people. Heard from a lot of people talking about our severe weather coverage, and a lot of fans.
That's good.
Down
5
there.
years ago, that December 20 went right by Windsor.
Yep. And so a lot of people talking to us about the coverage we've had here this spring and summer, and talked about the Effingham tornado and all that, and the people down there. But some good people down that way. And my number one compliment is when somebody tells me that, how do I put this? Without, let's just say, when they say, I used to watch so-and-so, now I watch you guys. That's my favorite thing to hear when somebody says, because, a lot of people are very loyal to what they watch, or you know what I mean? Like, and then when they go, I've switched, that's the number one thing that makes me go,
We've had some great
right.
success with
Say,
our
all
weather
right.
ratings. You look at some of our ratings, okay, on the news markets, it's split fairly evenly. We're leading only because we have a little larger area in most of the stuff.
Yeah.
But people turn here for weather. You can see
Yeah.
it in those numbers, which is fascinating.
No, yeah, it's cool to know that, people either switch or turn over or whatever. But I heard that several times down there. So shout out to the Windsor
Yeah,
people.
all the people are leaving. They're leaving the YouTubers and coming to us. That's what they're
Oh,
doing.
yeah, there we go. Hopefully. It is 4:23 in the morning, folks. 4:23 a.m. Saturday morning. I don't know who else I'd rather spend my time with on a Saturday morning.
I can think of a
Yeah,
few
no,
people.
me too. I don't know.
We should just check on that storm coming into Springfield, because there's some wind in there, but maybe it doesn't seem as impressive as earlier. Somebody said they woke up in Beardstown.
I mean, they issued that warning. There's some
Peeking at
pockets in there. That's a huge polygon.
Yeah.
What are our folks at the Weather Service saying? Anything?
Maybe I should turn on check the county info, see if there's anything. I'll be surprised if there's not much coming from Fisher with that much rain.
Angel is checking in from Weather Airport TSA. Are you flying or are you working, Angel? And if you're flying somewhere, where are you going? And by where are you going, I mean, take me with you. Okay. All right, folks. The rain continues. See, normally this kind of a thunderstorm, I would just be in heaven sitting at home listening to the rain come down and enjoy a little thunder and lightning, because it's below severe limits right now. But like with just this flooding and just ugh. Leslie here's lobbying us for a raise. Thanks, Leslie.
Email.
Yeah. Email.
What if we started a campaign and said, "Hey, everyone, email this
Oh
email,
man. Oh,
but don't say where you got it from."
Never reveal your source.
Yeah. Compliments to here, please. And also say this and this, please.
Here, we'll write it for you.
Pretty sure everyone in Central Illinois doesn't want to be in Central Illinois anymore. It's funny because when I came here, Kevin, I came from Southwest Oklahoma, and that's supposed to be
Yeah.
Tornado Alley. And yeah, who was I talking to? Oh, I was at the Champaign County Farm Bureau Foundation's scholarship banquet this week. I was able to squeeze that in on Wednesday because we didn't have severe weather.
Mhm.
I try to do that every year, and that's Papa Does. And of course, I'm like, yeah, I'll take free pizza. So some guy, one of the students had won a scholarship, was going to Kansas State, and I said, so you're going to go teach them what to do during tornadoes now, right? Because the numbers, like we've had more than every state in Tornado Alley, traditional Tornado Alley per se, combined. We're at 204 for the state number now.
204.
And it's over 90 of those were in our viewing area.
Yeah. Pretty crazy. Let me see here. What did I do? Did I put it in there? I don't remember. Oh.
Anyone in Fisher, Dewey, Rantoul? I bet the viaduct's got to be flooded in Rantoul. Like, I can't imagine that's not. I think it's a sprinkle in floods, it seems like. On 136 there. But I've also... Oh, never mind. Did they cut that Smith Anderson warning back? Or is that the same one? No, it's the same area. It's Jacksonville North. I thought it went a little further south.
All right, there you go. 204, Iowa, 89. Indiana, 84. Mississippi, 82. But look at the traditional Tornado Alley. Oklahoma, 55. Kansas, 37. Texas, 25, which is usually they're always up because they're such a big state, right?
Yeah.
We've had 34 EFUs, Jacob. Some people don't get that joke, and that's fine.
Yeah, we love it. A nice EFU every now and then.
But 106 EF1s
Yeah.
is...
If you look at the numbers, we're highest in EF3s for all of them, but we have not had an EF4 because Oklahoma had the Enid tornado.
Yeah.
And that's the only EF4 this year, I think.
One EF4. Yep. Only one. Which is probably because, God, if you remember like some of that Michigan stuff.
Yeah, in March.
Was
Around the time of the Kankakee tornado. That the Union City, Michigan?
Yeah, that's right.
The one that went across the north side of the lake and people were on the south side of the lake
that
watching
video was
I
wild.
thought that would be
I did too.
up there in the 4 range. But
Yeah, for us to have, I mean, this, I hope to think that this will never happen again. But I mean, that's just a wild statistic.
you know, the other thing about that too is, so we of course have the all-time state record this year for Illinois. But when you look at the all-time record for any state, it's Texas at 232 in 2015. Because one, Texas is such a big state. So we're only 28 behind that. But if you take the same density, tornadoes per square mile that we have in Illinois, as Texas did in 2015, it would be like Texas having 950 tornadoes.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that crazy?
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. The other thing is I do at some point want to add up the length of all of them. But
Yeah, how
I
many
don't have time
miles?
to
You'd have to add
204 tornado lengths.
204.
But we've had some
tornado
long
lengths.
ones. I mean, 25 miles, the EF1 from Deland down to Basota Mensdoras. The Effingham one was about 25 miles.
Didn't you? Do you still have like the running tornado total thing?
I do. I've got it actually
I
over here.
think-
You want to pull it up?
I think I got it. I just wondered if the graphic was updated because I've got it. I think is this it? Is this you?
Yes.
Is that
When did I update that? That does not have the D-Land tornado, so you got to add one more EF1 on there from Tuesday.
We've
Because
had-
I updated that on. I updated that last.
we've had 90 in our kind of DMA on that map. 90. Goodness gracious.
I updated that on the 10th at 11 in the morning. So that was Monday. I updated
So
that.
90.
So we're at 91.
91.
Sorry, 91.
91 of those 204 have been in
Here,
our.
let me
WCA
walk people
variant.
through the manual editing
you're
process here real fast
You do that.
on my computer.
Yeah, go ahead.
So this is all I've been doing. So first off, 2022, Kevin, had 5.
2022 had 5 tornadoes.
That was such a dry year. We thought 2023 was busy.
Yeah, we thought, whoa.
That was when the derecho happened,
sure.
and Sangamon County had those EF2s, and then you had the EF2 in August that touched down. You were on that storm in Christian County
Mhm.
by New City,
Yep. Oh yeah.
and I was trying to remember the other notable ones. The 2 EFUs in Champaign County then was the. I take that back. There was the EFU and the EF0, and the other EFU there is in Paxton. That was that February morning event. It was like 9:00 morning show, and I remember
Oh,
telling
yeah.
Karina Rubio, I was like, Karina, I'm probably gonna have a tornado warning to this show, and that was such a foreign concept to the morning show. Like, what, tornadoes in the morning? That doesn't happen. So we had that, and I'm trying to remember if there are any other notable events from that. Oh, you know what? That was also the January outbreak, January 3rd.
Sure.
So you had a bunch. There's 8 or 9 tornadoes, Macon County up to Gibson City. Then, 2024.
A little bit of a down.
Yeah, a little bit. The Macon County ones was like this weird east-west moving, or west to east moving, and it was like, do you remember it was that tornado? I think it was up by Latham, and it just looked super dusty,
Mm-hmm.
not a condensated funnel, and it turned out it was 4 tornadoes. And then you also had that diving summer storm in mid-June that produced all the McLean County tornadoes, and Gibson City got the tornado right northwest of town, and it was like 100-mile-an-hour winds. It knocked down the huge transmission lines, those big metal ones in McLean County, Lexington area.
Oh yeah.
So it took those down. And then I don't remember what happened in Macoupin County, but I think the Vermilion County ones were like, one of them was a morning tornado, the other was a land spout. Here's 2025. We were like, oh man,
2025.
we thought
yeah.
that was a busy year.
Yeah, I thought. Well, that was yeah.
We had the Neoga EF2 on air. We had the Macon County EF2 on air. The one that was by Piatt County there, south of there, that EF2 was the same night as Neoga. And that's when the tornadoes came up and hit Gordyville up in Champaign County. And there were just a blitz of other events. And we thought 2025 was pretty busy. And then there's this.
Goodness.
Allow me to
Update.
add our. Hey, that looks close enough. Make that around 50. That makes this number 91. 91 tornadoes in 2026.
That is crazy.
Yeah. Are you? Do you happen to be in the? That? Do you have that one up still or no?
I don't.
Oh, never mind. I can save it now. Okay. Tornadoes. Yes. Okay, it should be able to be updated. Anyone in Fisher? Still anything?
Yeah, where's our Fisher people at? Where the heck is our 500 of you watching from this morning at 4:36 a.m.?
Yeah. It's on us to go to bed. You go to bed.
Well, I'm gonna officially say at 5 a.m. I'm out of here.
5 a.m. out. That's when the fun starts.
Well, yeah, you're gonna watch that second wave come in.
Yeah.
Oh, we got somebody in Fisher.
Also
Mark-
Rancho Gifford.
Martin?
Anyone? The flooding in northern Champaign County looks pretty significant, but we haven't had that many Oh yeah, there's people checking in Springfield, Urbana, Armstrong, east of Danville, out towards the state line. I wonder if it's like in waves. Like I wish we could follow where they're from constantly. Like they had to log in and tell us their location, because I bet when storms are moving in, you see an
Yeah.
influx. And
Yeah. Ran to Riverton, Bismarck.
somebody said we didn't want you to be alone.
Cerro Gordo, Catlin, Gifford, Paxton, north of Mahomet. Can I also just ask those of you that are watching us here at 4:30 in the morning, are you watching because A, you are scared of storms, anxiety, B, you just want to know what's going on with the storms, C, you are just getting home from a night out, D,
Oh yeah, Friday night. Yeah.
you're bored, E, you can't sleep, F, you just can't turn away because you just never know what crazy things we're going to say. And I can't remember what A, B, C, D, and E, and F were,
Yeah.
so don't put the letters.
Or G.
Or G, something else.
Yeah, what else? You're sitting on the
Oh.
toilet right now?
Because we like you. Oh, that's...
Somebody's sitting in the bathroom right now. They turn on their phone. Oh, we'll just watch here while I'm doing my business. A, B. Can't sleep. It's noisy. What did you say A, B, and F for? I don't even remember.
I
Should
don't
write it
know.
down. Want to know what's going on. Can't go back to sleep. We're pretty entertaining. Oh, that's a compliment, right?
Oh, I'll take it.
I thought I was going to hear stories about baseball.
I'd love to talk some baseball. My Cubbies are catching the Brewers, baby.
I could tell a baseball story. So, you know the baseball field we've got on the Gibson City camera?
Yeah, the one thing what storm was it that
The dugouts.
the dugouts?
Yeah. That was right after it was a few weeks after the Gibson City flood.
Because I went and shot drone video of that.
Yeah. Because we were still cleaning up, and it's like, or what was that now?
Yeah, I
that is a blur.
that is a blur.
But anyways, that baseball field in Gibson City, I broke my leg at second base there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. As a
Sliding?
freshman in high school. I was sliding, and the second baseman kind of half fell on top of me, and
my.
I kept sliding, and my ankle just went.
oh wow.
So, yep. After that, I think that was the Lord telling me I was not meant to be athletic.
Don't slide.
You know, athletics
Go.
and GCMS athletics in my family have a long history, though. My brother was personally victimized by a golf cart at the golf course.
Oh,
Yeah, so he ended up in intensive care for 5 days from that.
oh my.
Didn't knock any sense into his brain, but
oh my. That's-
Derek is checking roads and water in Fort County. Derek told me earlier. He told me about the one in Elliott. If you see any more, Derek, let us know.
Wow, somebody's power's been out since last night.
Jeez.
Oh,
There's a handful of outages. They're all individual. Just imagine being like the one person that's got a single outage in your area.
yeah.
Like, looks like up in Liberty Commons, she just mentioned, yeah, there's a group up there, but that she said that's not related, and I see that on the map. And then there's Bloomington, which I don't know if they've recovered. There's still in Cook County 8,000 customers out of power from the derecho that went through.
Oh my gosh.
Is that Tuesday?
Oh gosh, yeah, right.
Wow.
Tuesday, Wednesday.
McLean County's got 5,400. Cass County and Mason County each have about 500 each. So there's some outages from that wind coming through. And then Indiana, Lake County, Indiana,
Yeah.
still 118,000 customers.
Whoa.
57% of the county
Did a
still
substation?
dark 5 days later. I think it was so bad up there.
Well, 99-mile-an-hour winds will tend to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like
That's the Wild
that's
West
like
out there.
Iowa stuff.
Yeah. That's the Wild West out there, like how bad it is.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like I said, Bloomington normal. Not. I was.
Was that yesterday?
Yeah.
Friday, Thursday?
That was
Friday.
Thursday.
Thursday.
That was Thursday.
Yeah.
I was talking to Amanda Brennan today when we were on down in Windsor, and she was telling me about Illinois State and just how horrible of timing that was for move-in day.
Oh, yeah.
And that all the students that, like, imagine being a freshman, moving in, leaving home for the first time. You move to Illinois, to move in, and you can't get into your dorms, and
The
things are
storm hits,
closed,
yeah,
and storm
yeah,
hits, and there's no power, and that's just like,
I'd be like,
man.
I'm moving home.
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, that's a sign.
Somebody's saying, "Oh, we can't see the comments. We can see the YouTube comments." There's someone who's commenting, "Oh, I'm on YouTube watching." You can comment on YouTube. You can comment on Facebook. You can comment. I think you can comment on Instagram. Are we on Instagram? I don't know if that allows us to go live.
Yeah, there's some extra steps to do the Instagram live. I
Yeah.
usually don't do it.
So we can see the comments from anywhere
Yeah, we
that you're
can.
watching from, mostly.
Watch this. I can put your comment
Yeah.
right on the screen.
We tend to not do that all the time, but
The lady writes. We can highlight your comments.
yeah, the number of people are saying, my basement's flooded in Paxton for the second day in a row.
Man, that stinks.
Debris and water across the road from the same picture I shared with you earlier. So that spot where the ditch was washed out and they had closed the road
Mm-hmm.
is underwater again. I'm thinking, I want to imagine if that road totally washes out in that spot. That would be. Somebody's saying, can you show radar projections? That's not. Oh, I forgot I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That was you.
Sorry. Let's flip on over. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to assess to see how right it is. I will say yesterday was the first day that I felt like guidance was doing okay for a change. That's not bad. It's kind of got the line storms north and a bit of a leg on the right there. So if we look at this, by 8, 9 in the morning, it wants to have it out with some lingering showers. And it's going to be fine tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be hot this afternoon.
Yeah.
Oh, so the model's kind of. So that model there wants to not bring as much stuff in Saturday night.
No, I was looking at some of the others. So let me check.
The other ones, though, probably.
Where's my other model at here? Here we go.
Ken, no, there are not any severe storm warnings in this storm, for the exception of. No, there are none. They don't have any warnings for any of the storms. They're all flash flood warnings.
I'll give this model credit here, this future track,
Ooh.
because it doesn't quite have that leg over there coming into Jackson, but it does try and develop it. And it kind of follows that same thing. By 8, 9 o'clock, things are looking a lot better. And we're drying out this afternoon. I don't buy that green being rain. I think that's probably some Berga. Maybe there's a few sprinkles, but it's not going to ruin any outdoor plans like Summer Bash in Gibson City.
So, yeah, no, you're gonna be good there. Wait, who's playing? Who's band? Do we know? Gibson.
I got to look it
City?
up every time. It's a
Foreigner.
Night Ranger. It was Night Ranger. Last year was Foreigner.
Oh.
They're bringing Night Ranger back with Rick Springfield there.
Oh,
It'll be a good concert.
Rick Springfield, Jesse's girl. Is that right? Is Rick
Wish
Springfield
I could
Jesse's
say I
girl?
knew more about this. This seems more like your generation.
hey, come
Hey,
on
minute.
now.
Hey now.
Hold
Hey
on
now.
there. Seems more like DJ Doppler here. Jesse was a friend.
That's what we need is we need you to have the late night DJ sessions.
Late night DJ.
Like, all right, we'll have radar
like-
updates here, and we'll be
And now back to the music.
Yeah, we'll be back to music. Looks like this Fear Thunderstorm warning is over in Cass Morgan, Menard County. They opted for a special weather statement here. Here's the extended run of that. And again, you see the same thing, 8, 9, 10. Things are exiting pretty quickly. And then it has some more rain coming tonight. It doesn't look as bad. But I want to say I don't feel like tonight looked that bad until like right now. It didn't look as bad in guidance until like 24 hours ago.
Yeah.
So we were coming out of the last night stuff and then so that and it's still trying. Excuse me,
Whoa.
hiccup there.
Is that your McDonald's?
Yeah, it might be. Nobody can see what I'm drinking over here right now.
Jesse
I'm
is a
drinking.
friend.
1% milk.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know he's been a good friend of mine. But lately something's changed that it's hard to define. Jesse's got himself a girl and I want to make her mine. This is what happens at 4:48 in the morning after a week of severe weather. I'll stop now. I'll be opening for Rick Springfield tomorrow. Thank you.
I would pay to see that. All right, your radar's the one working now.
Okay. It's like, get to work. Do something. Stop singing. Well,
Daryl asking the forecast of next week. Well, it won't be like this week. Actually, Monday, Tuesday look pretty dry.
yeah.
There may be some
Yeah.
early lingering showers in the morning Monday, but I think Monday, Tuesday are good. There's a front coming Wednesday, or a little system that may bring some showers, but I don't see the stagnant pattern. And it doesn't look that hot either.
Humidity comes down a little bit.
Yeah, it seems more normal.
I'll take just a, yeah.
I gotta
normal.
say though, I'm not sure I've looked the hardest beyond.
No, I just
Sunday.
keep looking like 24 hours.
I do feel like guidance has been up and down a little bit too. Like the latest runs this morning, try and put 70s at the end of next week.
That would be nice.
That would be nice. But I felt like when I was forecasting last, which was 24 hours ago, I was in here getting ready for the morning show. I can't remember what days things were.
I don't
I felt like it was trying to put 90s at the end of next week. It just seemed a little
Yeah.
up and down and inconsistent. It's going to be whatever that jet stream mellows out. But I'd like to get this front through on Sunday, and then we'll figure out what next week.
Yeah. But it's always interesting how quickly sometimes you go, whoa, fall's here. And we're not that far away. High school football begins next
Yeah.
Friday. Now it's always hot when the season starts. I think the Illini, I have to look that up. Let's see. Illinois football schedule. So their first game is September 3rd. So that'll be here before you know it. Water across the road by the Elliott Post Office.
Yep.
Tommy Two-Tone, is he there too? Like I said, is Tommy Two-Tone coming to Gibson City too?
I don't think so. I think he wants you to sing it.
Oh. That's the 867-5309, right? 867-5309. 867-5309.
Gee, Kevin, if I didn't know any better, I would have thought you had a career as a radio DJ before you did weather.
No doubt. Billy with a comment there. That's pretty funny. Here, I'll highlight his comment. That's a funny one. He's just roasting both of us, so why not? Jakester. Can I start calling you Jakester?
Who's Jakester?
You are. Can I call you Jakester?
Not for now.
goodness. Yeah, and NFL preseason started. Yeah, that's right. Yep, yep. Wii wakeboarding. I don't even know what that is. Softball season, says Valerie. Messing with your softball season. Disconnecting. Pasodum used to have 867. Oh, they want me to sing Ella Langley now?
Say again?
So they want me to sing Ella Langley now. Do you know who Ella Langley is?
I've heard of this. I probably would recognize the song.
You want me to sing it for you?
Go for it. I would love for you to enlighten me. There's nothing I'd rather do right now, Kevin, than hear you sing at 5 a.m. I mean, I think I've done that a few times with karaoke at the bars, though, right?
That's true. She's from Texas, I can tell by the way he's two-stepping around the room. Judging by the smile written on his face, there's nothing I can do. I can't.
We're a little delusional around here.
That song actually, so that song is actually in the record books now because it's like sat at the top of the Billboard #1 chart for like, I don't know, like 15, 16
Really?
weeks or something like that. And so, yeah, very popular. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, so history by breaking the record for the most weeks at #1 for a non-holiday song-based solo female artist. 17 weeks.
Wow.
So it eclipsed these two songs that you also may know. Mariah Carey, We Belong Together. And then Whitney Houston's classic, I Will Always Love You, from the movie The Bodyguard.
I'll be honest, I want to hear you sing that song.
No, I ain't doing no Whitney. Come on now. Christina Aguilera. I'm a genie in a bottle, baby. She's coming to. Oh, Ella's coming to the state fair. That's right.
Oh, that's right.
Ella Langley. Yeah. Did she already? I think.
I can't think of what
I'm
day
just-
it's today. I'm like,
I'm just gonna say this because whatever. But our sports director, Glenn Kinley, may or may not have a crush on Ella Langley because he was like, I really want to go buy tickets. And he's like, but they're really expensive.
she's on the 21st at the state fair.
Okay. Crazy enough, if I didn't have to work Sunday, one of my favorite bands is actually playing Sunday at the Illinois State Fair,
What band?
and I can't go. And
Lil
I
Wayne?
am a huge. I do like me some Lil Wayne. No, Matchbox 20.
Are they really playing at State? How did I miss
They're-
this?
They're at State Farms or at the
State Fair.
at State Fair.
Wow.
On Sunday, and
That's a
I
good
would-
band. I like
I
that.
love Matchbox 20. I've always loved them, Rob Thomas, because one of the first concerts I ever went to was Matchbox 20, ironically, at the State Farm Center.
Really?
Yep.
The first ever music concert that I went to that was a big name. Any guesses?
First concert that you went to that was a big name.
Yeah.
Was it like a current artist at the time?
Still a current artist now.
Can you give me a genre?
Country pop.
Country pop?
Maybe there's a slash between the two.
Taylor Swift?
Yup.
No!
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no way. You went to Taylor Swift as
So,
your first concert?
Back in 2008,
What?
I was a sophomore in high school. So this is,
my
you know,
gosh.
geez Louise, that's 18 years ago this fall.
What?
I was wow, I've almost been alive. No, not quite. Never mind. Anyways, 2008, Taylor Swift did a private concert for the National FFA convention. This is young Taylor Swift. I mean, she's like 21 at the time or whatever.
Sure.
So still in her, you know, folk guitar. And I hated it.
Yeah,
It was
right? Because it
awful.
was, you know, very folky.
Yes. Well, what I
Right?
hated more was she would sing a song and the music was good. Like, I don't mind her music,
Yeah.
especially from back then. But then in between every song, for
She would
5
talk?
freaking minutes, no, she didn't even talk. She stood there and was like, because the whole Lucas Oil Stadium.
Oh, it was like clapping and
Yeah. And I think back then it was actually Conseco Fieldhouse still.
Conseco.
When did they
yeah.
build? Am I getting this?
Well,
two
no,
stadiums?
it was just named differently. So there was the Pacers used to play in Market Square Arena, and then that got bulldozed, and then they built
No, this was the NFL
Conseco.
stadium that it was at.
Lucas Oil.
What was it before Lucas Oil?
Well, it was called the Hoosier Dome,
When did they tear that down?
RCA Dome, RCA Dome.
might
It
have
was
been the
Hoosier
RCA Dome.
Dome, then it was RCA Dome, and then they tore it down and then built Lucas Oil.
It's the RCA. Okay, the RCA Dome. It was in the RCA Dome because that got demolished
Yeah,
in 2008.
yeah.
I don't remember if that was in. Well, it probably. Boy, maybe it was Lucas Oil because it was just built.
Wow.
I can't remember. I wish I could definitively say yes. But anyways, it was a Taylor Swift concert,
Taylor Swift.
and everyone screamed for 5 minutes in between the songs.
Oh my gosh.
So she only played like 7 songs because
everybody's
there was another
going nuts.
60 minutes of everyone in the audience just screaming. I was
That
like, come
is
on,
interesting.
play some music, right? You know, when I go to the symphony orchestra at Cranert, they don't waste time with, you clap and applaud, and then it's on to the next
Yeah.
concerto.
Wow. That's
Isn't that a story?
That is a great story. Does Amanda Brennan know this?
I think she does, yeah.
Because like
She's a crazy Taylor Swift fan.
that's like one of those things that you could use as like 2 truths and a lie.
Yeah.
And you go, my first concert was
You know what
Taylor
my last
Swift."
concert was? That's a big name band. I take that back. I guess I've been to some, but like of that size, because I went to Eric Church at the State Fair, and that was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
So-
then I've been to some of the, like Georgetown. Usually every summer has a great,
Yeah. It brings in a good act. Yeah.
yeah. And then I don't know what they're doing this year. I haven't heard. Gibson City's got Night Ranger, but like, think of like a 30,000 stadium or larger.
What genre?
Oh, I've not been to one like that since
Oh,
Taylor
okay.
Swift. It's Taylor Swift, first and
Got
last
it.
for that
Got
size.
it.
Not my cup of tea.
Well,
Listen, people
If-
spend $1,000 in Taylor Swift tickets.
they spend more than that, man.
Yeah. Amy and
Jeez.
I can have a trip to Europe for less than the cost of a
It's very
Taylor
true.
Swift concert.
Very true. I will say this, and I'm going to guess that nobody in this chat is a fan of this person like I am. And I am super excited.
Jack
and,
Griffin.
and I'm going to be front row when he comes to the State Farm Center in a few months, and I'm there. If anybody in the chat is a fan, shout it out and don't lie, because I'll quiz you on songs. But John Summit. You have no idea who that is, do you?
I've heard this name. When you
He-
first said John, I was thinking John Mulaney, the comedian.
John Summit. He's a DJ, like music producer. And here's the thing, he is a U of I graduate.
I did know that. I
Love
did
his
know
story because he was like going to be an accountant. So he was like an accountant by day, but then he like DJ'd at night. And then like one day he comes in to work and his boss was like, dude, you've run on 2 hours of sleep here. He's like, this isn't for you. Don't be an accountant. Go try this DJ thing. And he did. And like, it's like the biggest thing in
EDM house music. So
Somebody said Shania Twain was good at the United Center. I've heard her concerts are good. I've heard Taylor Swift does good concerts too, but it's more the crowd and the fanatics that sometimes ruin things. Like maybe that's the way to put it.
yeah.
You know, you can have a good act, but if the people are going and the atmosphere is like when people scream, it just makes my hearing aids go.
I love the honesty here. I have no idea who that is. No idea who that is. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. It's a different genre of music that not everybody gets into, but I enjoy it. Well, I said 5 o'clock. It's 5:02.
Well, here, let me go use the restroom real quick. You entertain people
I'll
with some more
entertain the
singing.
people.
And that way I'm
Let you go use the restroom there. Get a drink here.
I get that. So okay,
All right,
Kevin,
This is your
what's your closing time song? Is that what you're gonna sing?
closing time. Turn out all the lights off. Every boy and every weekend. So this is the time where Jacob is in the bathroom, and you guys can all say all the comments you would like to about him. Ah!
You said that. This is when Jacob goes to the bathroom. You can listen. I was like, I turned it off.
Yeah.
Let me take the battery out just in case.
Yeah, it's always a good thing to do. Well, folks, we are still tracking these storms. Good news is it does seem like a weakening pattern in terms of like severe weather, but still these heavy pockets of rain that could still be causing issues here with some of the flooding. I mean these bands just kind of keep coming through, setting up. Jacksonville or Springfield, another heavy band there. Hopefully things kind of diving a little bit more to the east. Pam, I feel like I'm watching an episode of The Office with these two. I think that's a compliment. Okay, folks, so as we get ready to wrap things up, I'm going to wrap things up. I'm going to hand things over to Jacob. I'm going to go home and, try to sleep. Have my first day off here, and I don't even know how long. But I'm gonna wrap things up here. Thanks to everybody tuning in. Do appreciate you guys. You guys are the reason that we do what we do here, folks. So if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't do it. But we know that you guys are here and loyal and want to tune and want to know what's going on. So we appreciate you guys. Semisonic is actually awesome. Christian says you still have a tree on our power line roof from the last windstorm. Goodness. Yeah, I'm gonna sing karaoke in the car. I will. Another update. Animals have noticed bat and are going crazy. Oh, and this is Elizabeth who had the bat in her house. Oh, Elizabeth, still dealing with that. Okay. Yes, go Cubs, Leslie. Like I said, I'm kind of sad now that I'm not going up to Wrigley, but I'm just going to sit at home, watch the Cubbies, comfort in my home here tomorrow. Still a lot of lightning in some of these storms, but I don't think we're going to have any severe weather. Literally, it's these flash flooding. It's this flooding stuff that we may have to contend with here through the morning hours. I hope everybody is doing okay with their basements. I'm getting ready to go home to mine, and hopefully all is good there. Oh, no. What just got issued?
I think that's been deep since this year.
Oh, is that because you opened the door? Okay.
I don't know how to turn it off. I should just leave it on.
I heard that button or that buzzer, and I'm like,
The production comes in and I can turn it off.
yeah, I'm not going to the Cubs game, but if anybody would like to buy my tickets, they are for sale. You just message me. Cubs Cardinals, and is it a 120 game? Probably is. All right. Well,
This is the part when Kevin leaves.
part where I leave. Hand it over to Jacob.
How am I going to entertain these people without you?
I know they're pretty entertaining. They kind of help. Somebody made a comment. They were like, "I feel like I've been watching The Office these days."
Some days it feels like that around this building.
Oh goodness. Yeah, closing time.
I'll stick around. I'll leave it on. We can gossip and chat and say what we want.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. Talk about late night after hours turning into morning hours, but on a Saturday. You really throw out the book there.
That lighting is really impressive.
Yeah, the Lightning in Danville's still rocking pretty good. I always thought, if the bosses ever actually went back and watched some of our lives after midnight, they would just be like,
"What are you doing?" We actively say to, "They're not watching." We can say,
right. One of these days they're gonna be like,
they're actually gonna tune in.
They're gonna
Muhammad
tune in.
Power's gonna go out and our boss will be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
our other team's on. What's going on?" And we're just here like, singing
Ella Langley, singing Rick Springfield.
That's something.
But that's timely because he's going to be in Gibson City.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
That's very true.
Go see Jacob tomorrow in Gibson City again. Crash's live shot.
Yeah, please don't. Thankfully for the 9 and 10, the 6 I'll be down on the ground, but the 9 and 10 I've got a view from up high looking down.
Do you get to like intro the band or anything?
No, I'm not. I don't want to do that.
Come on.
They let me in the party pit though.
You're gonna be in party pit?
No, they always give me party pit passes, and they're like, here's some tokens or drinks. I'm like, I can't drink.
Yeah.
I'm not a big crazy.
Yeah.
But it's always fun because people are in the party pit. They're like, I love you, man.
Yeah. You're not gonna mosh pit with the people down there.
See, I think it was somebody on the chat's gonna remind me, but it might have been when Night Ranger was there 2 years ago. There's a song it's a song about rain or something, and we had this one little shower come over. It's just this light, gentle rain. Because last year was the big severe storm that swept through, but it was this light, gentle rain. It was really actually really cool, surreal experience. A lot of people 2 years ago remember that. Last year, lightning hit the substation up by Sibley and it took out the power for all of Gibson City briefly. So in the middle of one of the songs, all the lights go off on stage, and I'm panicking. I'm like, oh my gosh, I know the storm's coming.
Yeah.
This is a bad deal. There's a giant cell tower next to everyone, a big stage. There's 10,000 people outside.
You're thinking like Indiana State Fair is about to happen again.
Less that, but more like lightning strike.
Yeah.
Because the stage, let's just play that scenario out. It was just coming from the north, so it would put it backwards away from the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And they keep people off the stage a little bit too, which is helpful. But I was more worried about the lightning.
Sure.
And
were you like?
I was like, okay, listen, you got to wrap it at 10.
Yeah.
And I said it about 9:40, and a minute or two later, the power went out. I'm thinking, oh my gosh.
Oh no! Should have said
everything came back on. They got 2 or 3 more songs, and I think they just closed it a little early, and they said, "Leave, go home."
And then
storm's
boom.
coming, and you could see this. You could see the storms clear as day coming. And about 10:15.
This was last year.
This is last year. About 10:15, the doors opened up. The heavens came down, and it was windy and rainy. And,
oh man!
Yeah.
Well, at least you don't have to worry about that tomorrow. It sounds like.
Hopefully
today. Get me out of here. All right, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go sing karaoke in the car, and
you could call us on the phone just to make sure you get home.
Yeah, right? It's true. It's true.
We could add you on the we could literally.
Oh yeah.
Add you on the
thing.
On the thing.
I haven't used that thing in a long time. I don't even know.
That could be fun.
I don't know if that still works. Yeah, I'm gonna go. What's funny is
you could get your McDonald's sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin now.
Oh, I could.
You can.
I could get a McGriddle. I could get
McGriddle. That's right.
Yeah, McGriddle. Yeah, and the McGriddle's the best thing. I could. What's funny is I'm gonna go home, and my wife is probably gonna be getting up because she's strange and wakes up at 5 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. So she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm going to bed."
Well, if we're honest, she probably has to get up at that time, so she has some peace and quiet. Because when the boys are up at home,
it's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
My wife, I think, has been enjoying this a little bit more than I would think because it's been the same way. It's like, well, I'm going to bed at 7 p.m. She's got the whole evening to herself, and Vinny's happy, and Vinny would
do whatever she wants, watch what she wants, eat what she wants.
She turns
sleep when she wants.
She's got the TV. She's got dinner, whatever she wants to do. It's quiet. Not me storming around, clanging around because I can't hear myself.
Yeah.
So.
Well, here's a good one to leave you with. Go Cubs, go. Go Cubs,
There
go.
it is.
Hey, Chicago, what do you say? Cubs gonna win today.
Is it a 3 series or 4 series? 4 game series.
I think it's 4 because they. So there was Thursday, Friday. I don't even know. Maybe it is just 3. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Bye, folks. You left with Jacob.
You left me. All right. Turn your anchor mic off. See you, Kevin.
All right.
Enjoy your day. I got to twiddle my thumbs here. Honestly, the rain, when you look at it, there's not as many concentrated heavy pockets out there.
No.
They can't hear you. You're already done. You're out of
I'm
here.
out.
You're out of
You're
here.
done.
The 1 hour rain totals here up by south of Rantoul towards Thomasboro. You see that yellow? That's typically going to fall in the, wow, it's saying 2 inches in an hour up there. I was expecting to say more like 1.5. That'll be the same by Danville. And boy, that stretch up by Newell and up towards the airport has just this summer, northeast quadrant of Danville there has been so stormy and wet. It really has been. Hey, Kevin, text me when you get home, just so I know you make it.
Oh, thanks.
Otherwise, I'll look for the pulse point notification. I-74.
Here, put that up for me.
Oh, yeah. What is, oh, that's the station car.
Okay.
See ya.
Bye.
And I do want to just check to make sure. Excuse me. I'm just very curious about Fisher, Rantoul, Thomasboro. Anyone up there? Like, I've not heard road reports. I don't know if that's because people aren't driving, but boy, I would expect some of the roads to be flooded up there. So we will keep an eye on that here. Now I'm going to try something. You're going to see me play with some settings here a little bit. Let's see if I can get this to work. I'm going to try and do the picture-in-picture. If I can figure that out. I may not be able to. What is that for us? 6. I'm sure there's a way to do this. That's not what I want there. Yeah, we know Bloomington Normal has been hit really hard with the flooding. I'm just very curious about northern Champaign County, if there's any flooding reports up there, because the rain totals up there have been pretty impressive. Okay, so I need to do... Seven and 5. So the fill source, 7 key source. Oh, hey, there's something. Oh, there I am. So what I want to do here is I want to just I'm going to do the double box in the corner here, because then I can sit there. And then you can still see me, and that's how this works, which works out really well, I think. So then as I roll in here, there we go. This should be a good way to do things here for a little bit. So we still got folks on, a number of folks here. Ogden Foring, Sid saying flooding across the road in Fisher. Sid, if you've got any specific places, or is it rushing across the road? Is it just standing water? What that looks like, that would be much appreciated with the flooding there. So there's the 1 hour rain totals. Let me pop back to radar. Kevin section. Let me take a picture of this to Kevin and show him what I was doing. There he goes. I can see myself up there. Okay. And I wonder what it looks like when I go. I don't know if that's too dark, but it's late at night, so we can do what we want here. There we go. You can see the storm complexes. They don't look quite as intense. I mean, there's a period of time, and if I go back even 6 hours ago, they were just training over the same areas. There's been a notable south movement in that. But boy, early on there, Western Illinois, and then right along Route 9 and 136 here, US 136, finally getting that south push, which is good. That's going to be less tropical pockets of rain in the same areas. There still is some moderate to heavy rain, but not as high as it was before. I mean, we were talking about 4-inch an hour rainfall rates in some spots. Okay, so Sangamon Street and First Street. Reports like that, Sid, I appreciate it. Kind of, figuring out what's going on, because there's been so much rain up there. You're getting a little bit of break now, but when we look at these rain totals here, I'm going to pop the 12-hour rain totals because that'll capture where we were. I mean, look at that. Radar is estimating south side of Rantoul, east of Thomas Road. That'd be on the Flatville Road there. 6 inches of rain when you see that pocket. And that is likely a low number there. So I have a feeling there are some county roads up there that are just inundated with water. And so far, the reports have been slim. I'm not sure if that's because it's early Saturday morning or if it's just because, for whatever reason, there's, not been a lot, but maybe people aren't driving out there. But boy, that is some heavy rain there. That's showing up Rantoul, Sports Complex, Southside, and Fisher with those totals there. Coming into Vermilion County, radar estimating now 2 to 3 inches. And we lean a little higher with these numbers because a lot of times the radar is not fully capturing what is happening. It's not as accurate with these tropical downpours. It just doesn't pick up the rain as well. And so that's something that we sometimes can see. So kind of looking at things there. Usually we'll estimate a little bit higher. Even Bloomington being in the 4, 5, 6 inch range, up to that might be a little higher. But boy, now here in Champaign County, just very curious about those areas. And the reports have been hard to come by. And look at the cutoff too. Folks in Savoy, Tolono, Philo, even Homer are like, what are you talking about here? I mean, that is such a sharp cutoff here. You're going from Rantoul over 6 inches to Savoy in 20 miles, and you've got nothing here. From Royal to Sydney in 13 miles, you're going from 5 inches to a 1/4 inch. That is insane. Insanely tight gradient showing up here. And we might be getting some more rain further to the south, but like to see such a sharp cut, I mean, that's crazy here. Yeah, there's not a whole lot, but this next line's coming through, and it may add another inch or two before all is said and done. So keeping an eye on that with that. Sid saying 6.5 inches in Fisher so far. Boomer saying in Fort Harris Road in Bloomington, there's still some water. There's probably more water over there. Rain gauge measured 6.5 inches in Fisher so far. That's crazy. Just that cutoff there. So Champaign County, flash flood warning continues until 8 a.m. Vermilion County, flash flood warning continues until 8 a.m. Ford County, 8:15 a.m. The considerable tag was added on there, given the flooding in Paxton. Considerable tag for Bloomington Normal for the flash flooding, given the flooding that's happened up there. So we are seeing that be an issue. But thankfully, the rain not as heavy as it was. But, I mean, I'm not going to be surprised if there's some issues somewhere up in the northern part of the county. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little post out about just how So let's see. Let's pop a number on here and see what it says. It's got, holy cow! It's putting 6.8 inches south of Rantoul, and then it's gonna be like 0.3 down there. I'm gonna even zoom that in a little bit more. What's the Willard Airport? I'm gonna look at the Willard Airport here. I can sit here and kind of pull up the airport rain totals. So the Willard Airport is reporting. Willard Airport is only reporting 1/10 of an inch. That's it. Plotting some of these numbers on here. Wow, now saying 7 inches by Rantoul there. That's crazy. So there we go. That's just crazy, folks. From Thomasboro to Willard Airport is what, 12 miles? Let's put that on Google Maps here. Thomasboro, Illinois to Willard Airport. It says 17 miles, but that is driving distance there. So basically 15, according to this, 12 miles. We go from 7 inches to 0.1. That's crazy. Pouring again, Gibson City. Storming in Springfield, raining again in Leroy. Let me get this post up here real quick. 247, southern part of the county. That's wild. Philo Slab from Route 45. It's dry down there. The southern part of the county has not had rain. There has been no rain south of Champaign-Urbana, south of I-74, essentially. There's been a little bit, but like Broadlands, Villa Grove, Tolono, Pisodum, Sedoris, Sydney, even Homer. Be like, yeah, there's not been much rain there. Willett Airport has reported 1/10 of an inch, while up here we are now in the 7-inch range in some spots here. I don't know if the Rantoul station is working for rainfall totals. It doesn't look like the Rantoul site is working up there. Something's off with that gauge. So we'll zoom out here. We'll take a look. Let's start out west. Looks like Springfield, north and west, you get those yellows and oranges here in the 1 to 2 inch range. Jacksonville, Cass County, looking 2 to 4 inches of rain has fallen in those areas. We've got this swath of rain. It's pretty narrow. I mean, it's McLean County, the south part of the county. And those purples are the 3 to 5 inch range. There's probably some 6-inch totals that'll come out by the time all is said and done. Somebody's asked about Lexington. They're probably about an inch. But that has been something else to see with how much of a cutoff. I mean, just this narrow corridor of heavy rain has fallen there. I mean, whew. And I've not, there's sometimes you get like the fire department gets calls up there. That's not happened. So either people are not driving out or being out or whatever the case is. I've not gotten any information about that. Somebody's saying there's power outage in Royal now. Boy, that's the last thing you want is a power outage because the sump pumps need some power to make that happen. There's no severe weather. These storms aren't really that windy, but they are. There's a lot of lightning. So my suspicion is probably lightning related up there by Royal. In fact, it shows as I zoom in here. Let me change the size of these lightning bolts because they're a little big. I'm going to guess. Yeah, it's showing the lightning strikes happen right over Royal. So that's probably lightning related for that one there. There still is plenty of that going on. Some folks are probably watching like, oh, you're talking about a weather update. First off, I don't see any wind. There is a line of wind. And there's probably some gusts 30 to 40. It's this leading edge of the outflow from storms that are moving our way here. And when we look at velocity, you kind of look at reds and greens. Green is going towards the radar. Red is moving away. And so this leading edge right there over time is moving that way. And as it does so, then it carries that wind with it. So that's a rough, crudely drawn front light right there. But if you mark that location with your eyes there, when I flip to the radar, you'll see here those storms should be lined up either on or just behind that. And they're pretty close there. There's a little bit of extra storm activity ahead, but those are the lingering strong storms that are out to the west. And so still having that be the case. People are saying, we have enough rain this year. Yeah, I mean, this has been the longest spring and summer I think I've ever seen in my 32 years with how much rain has been an issue here. Something we will want to watch. It does seem like these storms along I-72 have some south component, but just kind of have to watch that here and keep an eye on it. So we'll see how that shakes out. This is a flood threat here. And so if anyone's got any flood reports, I'm just real curious about Rantoul, Fisher. There's got to be some rural counties that have that flooding. And let me pop on Let me just check the email inbox too. I haven't looked at that this morning. I tend to not, but maybe that's how we are getting some messages here. It looks like, I mean, when I pop on storm total here, this is going to be the rain, including the night before. I have a feeling we're going to see some spots. Yeah. So, including last night, radar is estimating some of these areas have seen basically since Friday. You know, we're in the 6 to getting up to 10 inches of rain in spots out there. That's crazy. In the last 48 hours, basically how much rain we've had in those areas there. So, you know, Rantoul, Penfield, Paxton, even Gibson City, off towards Bloomington. There's been so much water here. Now, I should get pretty quickly an update from the I'm very curious about the Sangamon River and Fisher. And the last update, it's not surged crazy, but it definitely has gone up even a little bit more here with that. North Fork at Bismarck is in minor flood stage. The Middle Fork at Oakwood is in minor flood stage. That's observed. We've got the Sugar Creek in Bloomington, not the Iroquois County Sugar Creek, the Bloomington one. It's actually falling a little bit now. So it was up to 11 feet. It's down to 10 and a quarter. But it definitely surged pretty high. The Illinois River near Havana, I've got to imagine that is forecast to reach moderate flood stage later this week, given all the rainfall that'll be coming down the Sangamon River and into the watershed there. It just will not surprise me that we see some flooding down the Illinois River down into St. Louis. And then over in Indiana, even some of those rivers, wow. In Indy, some of those rivers are excessively high coming in. The White River, wow, that's taking all the rain that's fallen up in Indiana from flood alerts and is stacking it up pretty quick. Let's check the Salt Fork near St. Joe. The Salt Fork crested this afternoon at 1:30. It went up to 14 feet. It's down to 10 feet. It might make a run for a little higher than that even. And then the Spoon River East near St. Joseph, different Spoon River, crested at 13 feet. It's down to 11, but it just started to tick upwards on the last observation there. And then Little Kickapoo Creek near Hayworth has surged in the last couple of hours. It's basically doubled. It's gone from about 4 to 8. So that gives you an idea of the volume of water that's moving across the area here. Yeah, Dave's saying the Sugar Creek in Bloomington is generally 2 feet deep there. Clinton Lake, not worried about that flooding. Ellsworth, manholes have water flooding out. Paxton manholes, water gushing out. Thundering indicator. We are certainly getting that. We're not done yet here with the storm activity. So there's those storms that are coming on in. Some more moderate rain in Bloomington, unfortunately, as if they haven't had enough. Somebody saying the whole town of Royal has no power. That's not good. Sure, you see me yelling in the corner here. I keep forgetting I'm on the camera looking at y'all. So I just thought that'd be kind of a fun way to stay more connected with things here. But I've got my chat right here that I'm looking at. So when you guys put comments, I can see it right there. Potomac. Kristen saying they got a foot of water out of the basement. and they've got 3 to 4 inches in their basement again. I mean, the basement flooding is just going to be horrendous here with how things are. So where is that from? I got to figure out. Oop. A lot of folks asking, when is this going to be out of here? This is probably the last big round. There's still going to be some late tonight, tomorrow morning, and then we've got some scattered activity Sunday. Late tonight is Saturday night, Sunday morning. We got some scattered activity Sunday with the cold front, but then we sweep this out and it's out. I love Rick. He's like, I hope winter is this wet that turns into lots of snow. Yeah, it can. We'll see what happens. I just get the feeling that the way things are, we're going to have this heavy rain and constant storm activity. And I just feel like one day, maybe September, I was thinking August, September, at some point it maybe stops, because usually when you transition to El Nino, there's a point when the switch flips and you go from this really stormy pattern to suddenly it turns dry. We sometimes can get flash droughts. And I know that's crazy to think about. You just said flash drought, like a flash drought defined by all of a sudden it just stops raining. And we will be good for a while if that were to happen. But that can be a concern, is, all of a sudden you just go from being wet and active and all of a sudden you get nothing for 6 weeks and suddenly you're right back where you came from. Maybe the water table fills up fine, but we'll see. Going into El Nino in the winter times typically are drier and milder. The official word is warmer. I hate using the word warmer as the description for El Nino winters, because El Nino winters still can have snow and still can have cold. Warmer is relative to what it normally is, but it's still cold, right? It's still wintertime here. So typically the word milder usually describes that. But also, we've had milder winters, but all people remember is when we got the big snow and we got the big cold. A couple of years ago, that was the case. There was 2 weeks in January. It was just cold as can be. And when that happened, that's all people remembered all winter, even though we had 50s a lot of the winter, just crazy. Boomer, you're saying there's a lot of water in the roadway. Like, how high is it? Is it up to the wheels of cars? Are cars stalled, stuck, things like that? I have a feeling probably now that we're hitting the 5, 6 a.m. hour, people are probably waking up and thinking, hey, okay, what's going on? What are we dealing with? How's this work out? So we'll kind of see how that plays out for us here. But Joellen saying flooded in Fisher. If you can tell me more specifically, roads underwater, how much water, whatever the case may be, that would be helpful to be a little more descriptive in that. It's flooded. Well, is that 2 feet? Is that 6 inches? Is that, cars stalled out? Whatever the case may be, any additional information like that is helpful there. You can see the camera behind me. The camera behind me happens to be Danville. If you see the flashes that are behind my screen here in the bottom left corner of yours, And why don't we do a little camera tour while we're at it here? We can eat up a little time in that. So there's Champaign. Again, we're in a little bit of a lull right now. And that includes in the northern part of the county, but there's another round coming here. That round is from Decatur to Bloomington, pushing to east. And again, Boomer, how much? Are you seeing cars drive with, or cars sitting? It's up to their tires, up to their doors. That kind of stuff would be helpful there. Let's do Decatur real fast here. And it looks like that storm activity is coming in Decatur and in the west side now, out by the Loves. Oh, I got the wrong button pressed. Here we go. So we'll get that up. And I'm thinking the camera's turned to the west there. No, it's turned south. So I'm going to turn it back to the west and to the north. So you'll see that start moving. And we'll be able to see maybe a little bit better as the storm's coming in as we look north and west. So we're going to look out towards the Loves of Decatur from downtown in that general direction. Now I'm looking a little more west, and I'm actually going to turn it more north. I think that'll give us a better view up towards Forsyth. So there we are now, settling in, kind of looking north and seeing what we can come up with here. I'm going to do a little autofocus on it. That did not fix the focus here. That end up a little bit, maybe. Maybe a little bit. So there's some lightning out there. There you can see a little bit of that shuff cloud action going on. And again, no severe weather. We've got no severe thunderstorm warnings. It's all flooding that we're dealing with this morning. Somebody's got 5.8 inches in the southeast side of Bloomington. Not surprised by that. All right, that's good, Boomer. I appreciate that update. So there's Decatur. Why don't we switch here to the Bloomington camera? We've got 3 of them. We'll just see what anything pops up there. Now, these cameras, I don't have the ability to turn. That's with WMBD. That is their cameras. So a lot of heavy rain and torrential downpours coming there. So that's Bloomington. Let's look at... Excuse me. So he said the yard is gone.
No severe weather. Trevor asked about tornadoes. No, not worried about that at all here. This is a flash flood event that we've got ongoing here, and quite a significant one. And we've got another big round of rain that's coming. So Bloomington's kind of on the northern end of that. Most of that heavier rain is sliding east. DeWitt County, Clinton, Moroa, northwest of Decatur towards the Forsyth and Warrensburg-Latham, getting some heavy rain here, and that's going to line up and come through Champaign County here before long, and we could easily get a couple more inches out of that as it heads our way here. Let's get down to Effingham. Why not? Effingham, dry. People in Effingham are probably wondering why we are covering storms. It's all north, and that rain does continue. Effingham's dry. It might be hard to have that be the case there. So just got a flash flood warning upgrade for Champaign County, Champaign and Vermilion County. Here you can hear the alert. If you hear that, so the alert's going off on phones now for flash flood warning until 9 a.m. The emergency alerts were tagged because of the considerable tag being added for the northern part of Champaign and Vermilion County here, just because of the rather significant flash flooding going on. So pretty much getting the issues with that. So flash flood warning. Alerting phones in Champaign, Rantoul, Fisher, and Danville here early this morning because of some of the significant issues that are ongoing there. So got some problems with this flooding across parts of Champaign and Vermilion County. Usually what happens here is we'll probably see a little spike in numbers. People will get the alert. And welcome to everyone being awake now, joining us for our weather coverage with this flash flood warning. A lot of times you get the alert in your phone and people are like, what's going on? What do we do? And that's when we kind of are here ready to provide information. So we'll get quite a bit of alert information out and things of that with some significant flooding ongoing. Gibson City to Paxton, there's been a lot of water issues. Thankfully, in the last couple of hours, it has let off up there. In northern parts of Champaign County, Rantoul, Fisher, Gifford, Thomasboro, some substantial reports coming in of a lot of water out there. A lot of people have water in the basements. And the concern is here for this right here. So right up here is what we're going to see move our direction. And that could allow for another inch or two in a pretty short period of time. So very much concerned about that one here. The flash flooding reports probably still have a little ways to go with what's happening. So now technically the southern part of Champaign County is also under a flash flood warning. There's not been a whole lot of rain south of I-74. You go from Willard Airport, which has only had 1/10 of an inch, and it is up to 7 inches in the Rantoul area. So some pretty significant problems there. We look at the regional area here. There's quite a bit of light rain. Let me turn on my regional rain and satellite, and I'll turn on the lightning as well. There's probably still some rumbles of thunder in all of this stratiform rain off here. So Peoria, Galesburg, Havana, Western Illinois, it's a steady rain. It's these orange and red pockets that are concerning and have that lightning and thunder potential. And so we are getting some reports of lightning and thunder, maybe not the most intense, but there's still enough of it in there where we can see that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to differentiate my lightning bolts here. See if we can make them stay out. Yeah, there's some positive. I've turned those bolts yellow that are on there. And let me fix that real quick here as we're still looking at the radar. But you can see those yellow bolts there. Those are positive lightning strikes. And a lot of times we'll see a positive lightning strike. And when that happens, if you have a lot of positive bolts, then you can have some fairly substantial energy in the atmosphere. I see a lot more of those. I'm starting to think, okay, things are a little bit
more impressive with the storm that's coming on in. So going to be having some more issues before long here. The hour number spiked. We got a lot of folks that are checking in here. And if you've got a picture of the flooding, anything like that, that's in the Champaign County area, my Facebook page, you can just submit it there. We would appreciate those reports. Just send a message to me. We know there's a lot of issues on the 136 corridor in Champaign County, Gifford, Rantoul, Fisher, and even down to Thomasboro. And then there's such a sharp cutoff in the rain totals here. You go up to Market Street exit, and there's like 4 inches there. You go down to Willard Airport, we're maybe a tenth or two. So very drastic and sharp cutoff here. I'll show you that in a minute. I'm going to switch to the lightning and take a peek here at some of these bolts. So you can kind of see it's popping on, and it'll update here in a second. There's enough that's there. Maybe I can make it a little bigger as well, so it shows up a little more. So it's at 90. So not the most tremendous of storms, but notice how a majority of those bolts are yellow. Those are positive strikes. When I see that, I'm pretty convinced that that's going to be some intense tropical downpours that are with that there. And usually those positive lightning bolts are also very much very strong, very intense bolts of lightning. They're the ones that usually lead to the much louder thunder when you have that there, because they're usually more energetic with how they are here. So there's going to be some big tropical downpours coming in here before long. Farmer City, Clinton getting in on it. Decatur's having it here. Now east of Bloomington, Gibson City is probably going to get another pocket of some rain. We've got a dry period right now, so hopefully this rain can let up a little bit more, because it's pretty much a gully washer that happened earlier, and we've got more of that coming here. So that's what we're dealing with. Again, I'm going to put on the 12-hour rainfall totals. Now, most of this has been since 11 p.m. midnight, but we'll focus on Champaign and Vermilion County right now, and even after the west, because this is how crazy it is. Somebody watching in Tolono right now, if anyone's in Tolono, it is pretty dry. Maybe didn't even get under the trees wet. Willard Airport, as of last check here, is now reporting we've now at 0.11 inches of rain, 11 hundredths of rain at Willard Airport. And then you get up here, and when you see those pink pockets, we're over 6 inches. Radar's estimate here is the radar estimates also are a little low. So Fisher, I've had some 6.5 inch rainfall reports come in. It's estimating it should be at 4.7. There's a 6.4 there. We're at 6.9 there east of Thomasboro. We've got some 7-inch reports likely, and there's still some rain to come here. And so that's very concerning for these areas in northern Champaign County with the potentially significant rainfall. Same thing happened in Bloomington. There was a lot of water on roads, a lot of water in cars. They've had some pretty substantial rises in their creeks there. So flooded basement going to be an issue. Thomasboro Road's flooded. Jamie's down in Tolono. Like, she's got 5/100ths of an inch. And the northern part of the county literally has more than 100 times that amount here. We're over 5 inches in many spots there up towards US 136. So very crazy cutoff. You can see here as well the general line this morning, the training of storms for a long period of time. What happened was, I'm going to do a little drawing. And again, I'm not the most artistically inclined, but thankfully this software allows me to fool you a little bit, hopefully. This boundary has been kind of located right in here. And what happens is we've got warm south air on the low-level jet lifting north. And as it hits that boundary, it just wrings out the moisture and can dump rain. And storms also will basically go along that boundary, right? They just move that way. So there's no shortage of moisture supply here. We just keep pumping these storms full of tropical moisture there. They're moving west to east on that boundary, so they stay in the same spot. And we see these totals get added up pretty quickly here. We're not spreading that rain around a whole lot. Now, starting to see those numbers as well in Jacksonville. I thought I saw somebody comment from Jacksonville there, but Jacksonville might be getting into the 4, 5, 6 inch range as well. As I look here, so here's 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. It's not raining there, and then it's been pretty hefty over there in the Jacksonville area. So let's just look at radar and get a feel for why that may be. It's those same storms. They're having a training effect as well. See here how Jacksonville started raining at 4 a.m. and it just hasn't stopped. So they could be getting in the 4 or 5 inch range out here. Don't think it lasts that much longer. There's been a southward push, but it kind of is the case here for us. So where that south push may move that rain from being the heaviest. We have a very large number of folks on there. Folks say they got an alert on their phones. Yes, wireless emergency alerts went out for the flash flood warnings. Now, we in the weather community have realized that flash flood warnings happen all of the time here. We get them. And so we've taken flash flood warnings and we've broken them off into 3 different levels here. Kind of like tornado warnings, you've got a considerable PDS tornado warning, particularly dangerous situation. You got a strong tornado on that. You got a tornado emergency, top end thing. Same thing with flash flooding. So here in Champaign County, the northern part of the county, we have the tag being considerable. A standard flash flood warning does not activate wireless emergency alerts. You don't get that blaring, annoying sound on your phone alerting you of that. When it gets to the point where, okay, flooding being reported, they'll upgrade to the considerable tag. And that's when we're hearing about water stalling cars, roads underwater, things of that. They'll add that to bring awareness. And then the last one is flash flood emergency. Flash flood emergencies are very rare. You're talking, biblical type floods here. The Gibson City flood would have qualified for a flash flood emergency. That's the level that we're talking here. We haven't had a flood like that in quite some time. We certainly have had some runs at it here, and that may be the case. The issue here is now with this flash flood warning in parts of Champaign and Vermilion counties, as you look out to the west, and this incoming line of storms, it will pick up here before long. Some torrential downpours. Let me do the 1 hour rain total here. And if we see yellow, so we're still greens, but that's enough to add, we picked some of these pockets up here. And we're in the 1 to 2 inch rain in an hour with this next line coming on through. So on top of what's already fallen, we could add a couple more inches very easily with the rain and storm activity heading in our direction. So a bit of a concern here where plenty of issues happening with that there. So again, if you've got any flood photos, like you're looking out the window and you see water, I would really appreciate if you sent those to my Facebook page. Send me a message. It's 6 a.m. right now. We are on almost hour 3. And that is, we hopped on and the flood concern has been really problematic, especially with last night's flooding, Thursday night, Friday morning. Of course, it's Saturday morning now. 136 Rantoul to Gifford, water over the road. Gordyville Road has areas of flooding. So the phone alarm went off for flash flooding here. And I do have a graphic that maybe illustrates this here. So here's wireless emergency alerts and what they go off for here. That's when you get the alert on your phone. They're reserved for the most significant and life-threatening events here. Of course, you can get them for tornado warnings. The alert tells you what it is, though. It doesn't just say weather alert and make that sound. It's tornado warnings, tornado emergencies, significant flash flood events. That's what we have ongoing here. Bloomington Normal had some big issues this morning. Now Champaign, Vermilion County already having issues, and we're about to carry that over the edge with that. But then you also can get it for extreme wind warnings. Sometimes blizzard, ice storm warnings will get it. High-end severe thunderstorm warnings. You're talking baseball, hail, 80-mile-per-hour winds. Your phone gets a notice. Some of us have had some experience with both of these snow squall warnings and dust storm warnings. Also get that because of the impact they have on transportation and logistics there. So that is why your phone went off this morning, is for these wireless emergency alerts. It's something saying, hey, the weather conditions are life-threatening. We need to send an extra alert, get higher visibility, and thus the wireless emergency alerts is a way that is achieved here. So kind of concerned here with the flooding that continues. And again, somebody said, why did I get the alert? Why did I get the alert? Because you're under that flash flood warning here. Now, the greatest concerns is I-74 and north in both Champaign and Vermilion counties. Something about those wireless emergency alerts is they are also based not on where your location is, but where your cell phone tower is. Your cell phone is pinging the tower from. So if you're down in Savoy, maybe for whatever reason, your cell phone is connected to the tower up on North Market Street in Champaign. You can still get that wireless emergency alerts here. And so the National Weather Service is saying they're really concerned about this next wave of rain entering into the county. And given some of these rainfall reports, we are looking at 4 to 7 inches. Soon we're going to get a white spot in the 12-hour rainfall report here, the way things are trending in northern Champaign County. Thomasboro, Rantoul, Gifford, Fisher, those are probably the 4, we'll add Ludlow to that, the 5 most impacted areas from flooding here. You can see in Champaign, we're right on the edge. Look at these differences. Somebody who's down here in, let's say you're down by Windsor and Prospect, over there by the fitness club, right? Or you're down in Myra Ridge, Yankee Ridge. You're less than an inch. You get to downtown Champaign, downtown Urbana. Now we're in the 1 to 2 inch range. And still, that's not that much. But then we go north. And once we get up to Market Street exit, or we're over 3 inches. And then up here, we're talking 5, 6, 7, maybe thinking 8 inches of water now of rainfall just this morning along the US 136 corridor. So that's the main concern with that here. Downtown Gifford is flooded. Again, if you get these reports, if you can let me know, some photos would be great. Wow, I'm just getting some photos here from the Owl Creek area in Fisher. And then Pepper Ridge subdivision. What town is? What town is that in? That must be Pepper Ridge over in Bloomington. No, Rantoul. No, Bloomington. I'm sorry. Okay, she's Bloomington. So the main concern, again, is for this flooded areas up there. And it's not that far away. So, a lot of basements and yards flooded. Gibson City, Paxton, Fisher, Rantoul, Penfield, Thomasboro. You're in Mahomet, same thing. Look at that hard cutoff with those colors there. You go from yellow 1 inch, Seymour. Mahomet's in those maroons and red, and pretty concerning with how things are trending out here. We got a message of 4 inches of standing water in a yard in Urbana. I believe that is going to be up in northeast Urbana from that there. So northeast Urbana, I think that's going to be the mobile home park up there in Cunningham, where that report came from. We knew there's been some flooding up there as well. And so that's why this flash flood warning is in effect. But it's very crazy how much of a cutoff those rain totals are too. Like, the southern part of the county, Tolono, Savoy South, nothing with that there. So yeah, if you're looking at sight and seeing, those flood reports and images are really helpful because I can send them to the National Weather Service pretty quickly here. I'm going to chat with them, and I've just been taking your reports and sending them sending them there. So Bloomington, normal. That's the other area that has flooding. So far, they had a quick another round. And so you can see there's another one of those pockets of 6 to 8 inches there, south and southeast part of town. We know that the Sugar Creek and town has had some flooding. We also know that, hang on, I'll get the name of it here. Kickapoo Creek. I kept thinking Yankee Creek. That's not Kickapoo Creek over in Bloomington. That's going to be over towards, you head over to Bentown Holder, basically. And by Benjamin Elementary School, there's flooding there as well in the east side of Bloomington. And there's still a lot of people without power in McLean County. The power outage numbers from storms the other day, let's see, was that Thursday that storms happened there? That was Thursday. Yeah, still 6,000 customers out in the McLean County area from these storms that have come on through. So next wave of rain is coming our way into the Champaign County area now. It's on the county line moving in, and we could get another 2 inches of rain pretty easily in some spots here. And this is also going to add rain now to areas in Champaign County that have not had it. So Tolono, Philo, Broadlands, Allerton. Okay, Kristen. Okay, so Bloomington Road by Home Depot. We're still going here, folks. It's 6:10 in the morning. And probably what we'll do is keep watching things here. We're not going to stop. Thankfully, we are not dealing with tornado warnings. We are not dealing with severe thunderstorm warnings, but it is the flooding threat that is a big concern out there this morning, and that's what we are focused on. I do think... So the Sangamon River is actually starting to rise pretty quickly here. And for the Sangamon River, it doesn't move very quick, but it is up about a foot in an hour and a half. And the Sangamon River is a bit wider there, which is happening here. The other thing is this rain and activity is going to exit by midday. And we have a dry afternoon, evening here. There may be a few light, spotty showers, but nothing like this. So the morning is stormy. The afternoon, late afternoon, evening, looking pretty dry out there. We'll just be wringing out the water. Yeah, something else to be pointed out. My wife and I picked tomatoes last night because we got a bunch of rain, and I was like, "Oh man, it's going to split all the tomatoes." That's what she says is hers, and we picked some of them that were more even, just kind of barely turning orange. That's been rough in the garden this year. It has. See, that's Gifford. Downtown Gifford's got some standing water. Checking some of these other reports. Septic tanks backing up, sump pumps running constantly, basements filling up with water. We got a little rainstorm shower happening here. So if you've got, you can either comment on something or just send me a direct message. Those are the easiest ways if you've got photos, because your reports help us understand just how significant this situation is here. We are very aware that there are problems out there across the area, and I'm just checking a little bit more. Highland Drive. That could be a flooding report there. Interstates are still open. They look okay here. Usually they build those up a little higher, but there's some tropical downpours. I'm sure there's going to be some slide offs and crashes here and there. Hydroplaning could be an issue. Every once in a while you get that, but interstates look fine. It's going to be more your lower level streets, things of that where you have issues. And we know in Northeast Urbana, there's been some flooding. Somebody commented, said Bloomington Road in Champaign has flooding. And that's the case. Sloan saying, how many tornadoes have you seen this morning? We have not had tornadoes. We are not on here for tornadoes. I want to be very clear on that. We are here for the flooding concern moving on in. So let's pull up our, I'm going to pull back the live camera. And we're going to get to the studio here. Take a look. There's Effingham. Effingham's, anyone in Effingham? Anyone down there watching? No concerns there. Here's the studio camera, though. And I'll take it and start to spin it around a little bit. That right now is looking more north, north, and east. And we'll swing it back here. And we'll probably see the sky look a little darker out west as this next line is moving on in here. We do have 2 Sugar Creeks. That's something that people have been commenting on here. There's a Sugar Creek in Bloomington, McLean County. There's a Sugar Creek in Indiana and moves into Iroquois County. So there are 2 separate Sugar Creeks, kind of like there's 2 separate Vermilion Rivers. You've got the one in Iroquois County and you've got one up in LaSalle County there. The Salt Fork has like 3 or 4 branches or forks or whatever it is, the West Fork, but kind of the same concept with that here. So there we go. There we can see some of the lightning coming in with some heavy rain that continues to work its way on through here. And we're adding more. Champaign and Vermilion County, whatever you've had so far. And wherever you are, you can add an inch or 2 of water pretty easily across most all of Champaign County with this heavy rain that's coming on into town here. So, severe weather, not a problem this morning. No issues with that. But the heavy rain's coming on in. Mahomet, Fisher, you're now getting another round of heavy rain coming on in. And we're seeing those pretty substantial impacts from things as well here. So I'm just checking out all the sources on these digital platforms. 6:16 here this morning. Yeah, Jimmy's on there saying, yeah, Mahomet, rain picking on up. So that's our Champaign camera. Let's switch to the Gibson City camera here real quick. The Gibson City is going to be getting another big old downpour here. So there's Gibson City, another tropical downpour showing up. thunder, lightning, torrential rain. I've got it pointed now south over the annex there, and I'll turn it back to the south and east a little bit, and maybe, or south and west, I should say. Now we're looking north and west here. It's a heavy rain coming down, that's for sure. I don't know if we'll be able to see it from here. We used to have it in that, our camera in that corner. So there's the ball fields. Okay, the HVAC system's in the way, and then it's too wet to look, but there's a big drainage ditch over there that usually fills up with water right next to the community gardens on 19th. Right next to the golf course parking lot. So I have a feeling that's pretty high with water as this rain and storm activity continues to push its way on through here. Checking your reports out there. We know that there's at times been roads closed in Paxton, and IDOT reporting that Route 9 between Gibson City and Paxton has water. Not a total solid lake. I'm checking some of the cameras as well in Rantoul, the IDOT cameras, and see if I can get any view of anything. That's fairly impressive there. The side of 45 in the south side of town is pretty flooded. So kind of looking out Gibson City there. Rain is coming down in Gibson City there this morning. Here's our alerts that I'll show you. No severe weather from the traditional hail, wind, tornado risk. We have flash flooding, and that's a problem for us here. I mean, there are so many people out there who had flooded basements last night. They are dealing with flooded basements again this morning, back-to-back nights. Just not good with that being the case here. So just checking out those cameras. We've got one on the interstate. That one looks fine. I-57 is built pretty high up. By Ludlow there. I've got a handful of cameras in Rantoul. I don't think I have a camera in Paxton. There's no cameras in Paxton, unfortunately. See Muhammad. And then I thought, here we go. Let's check out some cameras. And I'm just looking on my screen. I don't have a way to pull it out and look, but North Danville, the IDOT camera network, that shows some water. It's not looking crazy up there. But this next round coming on in is going to add to those rain totals. So I'm going to go back to our cameras, and we're going to look at Gibson City one last time here before we sneak on down to Champaign again. Some more tropical downpours coming on in, but some significant flooding along the Route 9 and US 136 corridor setting up here. I would plan on them there being rain and flooding. We'll see that rain coming into Champaign here before long. Again, it's on the west side. I don't hear it yet at the TV station, but it's not far away. I'll probably hear it before long. And there you can see it. So somebody said Allenville, Moultrie County got their first raindrops. How exciting. Feast or famine with these rain totals here. This last heavy rain batch is moving down I-74 into Champaign off to the east. There is some additional rain and thunderstorm development here southwest of Springfield, northwest of St. Louis. That may help to fill in further to the south. but largely it does appear as if take a look at the regional view. You know, the end is coming here. I think by lunchtime, we're in a much better situation for the rain. We could dry things out, but perhaps we get some more rain and storm activity a little further south. You can see it's trying to build there a little bit more before things clear out. And that should allow for this afternoon and evening for things to be okay. If you've got some pictures of flooding, please send them to my Facebook inbox. Just go to my Facebook page, direct message them to me there. Unfortunately, I'm not able to take them on the chat for our comments, but that's a great place to just pass that information along here. We'll go back to our camera real quick because some folks saying it's pouring in Southwest Champaign, and you can see that rain now coming back into play here. I'm starting to hear the raindrops arrive at the TV station. And we'll pull in our Neal Street camera in front of the building. Oh, that's a much better vantage point. You can see how much darker it looks here. In fact, I am selfishly going to go stand out the back door, take a peek. I've not looked outside since I came in this morning at 2 a.m. Rolled on in here, but very concerned for this flooding potential to continue. So it's a gully washer out there now. More of these tropical downpours. Radar is estimating about 1.5 inches an hour rainfall rates from this here. Hopefully we push this through pretty quickly. It seems like it's moving fairly quickly. But you can already see the side of the street there starting to fill back up. It won't take much rain. And I would say for a lot of us, we have had a break where you know, that little gap maybe helped us for, you know, the other night it was like constant. It just didn't stop. You got 8 inches all at once. We've had a few little breaks, I think, in here, which maybe has helped out, but going to keep an eye on that. Did just get a special weather statement from the National Weather Service on the storms here coming into Champaign. They say there could be some wind gusts up to 50 mile an hour. We will see if that's the case. They're also saying storms moving east at 60 mile an hour. That's actually really great that storms are moving so fast. The faster they move, the less they stay over any one spot. And when that happens, then, you know, if it sits in one spot for an hour, you just get constant rain. But if it's moving quick and accelerating out of here, one, we're going to get it to the Indiana state line quick. It's not our issue. And two, it's not able to drop those prolific rainfall amounts for a long period of time. So still expecting to get 1 to 2 inches across a good chunk of Champaign County. But maybe that will help us out a little bit here. But boy, things are just waterlogged out there already this morning as we bring you some extended digital coverage on here and watch. That rain's coming down pretty good here in Champaign. Let me go back to, that's the Neal Street camera. And that's looking a little higher up. So far, not seeing evidence of strong winds. I'm not certain it's making it down to the surface. We do have a special weather statement that came out for wind gusts potentially up to 60 mile per hour with this storm complex coming through. And that'll be from Gibson City through Champaign down towards Sedoras. And there's a little wind showing up, but it's not an intense amount here. So that's kind of what we'll keep an eye on. So 6:27 right now. We are still on here. We're going to stay on here with we're sticking around here for a little bit more. I'm hoping if this line gets to Danville by 7, it's moving at 60 mile an hour. Once we get the leading edge out, then perhaps we'll be able to kind of slow down coverage. I'll be able to get ready for the morning show at 8 a.m. And we will continue to have some issues with flooding that are a little persistent, but we're over the thick of it, I think. We've got this last round working its way on through. And so that's something that we're kind of keeping an eye on here. Wow, some of these reports about Fisher area flooding coming in are pretty substantial here. .47 is nearly completely flooded over the four-way stop. And then I do want to just, while we're talking, if anyone's in Jacksonville, curious about Jacksonville and west of Springfield, because there's been quite a bit of rain over there as well. So if anyone's watching over there, they've had estimated 3 to 4 inches of rain. The rain has let up a bit in Jacksonville, but we got this line cluster coming on through here. Power outages this morning. There are handfuls of them out there. The largest number continues to be McLean County. And that's because of storms on Thursday. That's not because of this morning. At one point, they had 30,000 customers out. They're still at 5,700. $6.30. That switch there. Yeah, a number of events out there today. Up in Cessna Park, you got Old Settlers. They got the annual parade here. I do think that by lunchtime, storm activity is out of here. Really, this is the last line coming through now here at Champaign, and it's a gully washer. We'll pull back up the Neal Street camera, real water duster there. You can see the right lane of Neal Street filling up pretty quickly there, and that's a problem for us where we've got got that rain moving on in. So, this round is coming here. It's raining heavy in Fisher. To say how quick it was, the heaviest of the rain started 6:18, and by 6:30, it's already through Fisher. Still kind of lingering in Gibson City, but it's not lasting all the time in one spot. It's moving through pretty quickly, so you may get 30 minutes of some persistent rain. That's still more than enough to add an inch of rain. That very much is on the table here, and we may still get some pockets where we add another, perhaps up to 2 inches here. Let me throw on the rainfall estimate. We'll see if the Fisher area has added any pink spots. That's when you get, so that 6-inch number is filled in a little bit, and it looks like that is a purple color there. I'm not sure if that's that or a single speck of the next highest color moving on in there, but certainly getting quite a bit of rain there. So there's the 12-hour rainfall totals. This is the big problem is for Champaign, Vermilion, and McLean counties here is this stretch of rain. Bloomington, Leroy, Bellflower, Farmer City, Fisher, north of Mahomet, Rantoul, and then down into Danville. When you see those purple colors, we're over 5 inches. We do think that the heaviest rain numbers on radar also do not accurately match. We think they're underdoing the intense rain that's falling in parts of the area. And so that's one of those concerns this morning is there's so much rain, so much water, and at some points the radar doesn't accurately capture how much rain there actually is because it's too much, right? To just kind of like, yeah, there's a lot, we kind of max out. And so it may estimate, oh, we've got 6 inches, and really there's 7 or 7.5. So that is what we've had. Got a report from Bloomington. The Sugar Creek runs by Carl Hospital in Bloomington, and it's overflowed its bank and has blocked the road there. So let me show you the planner. I haven't talked much about how the rest of the day goes, but I'll show you the currents here. You can see how by lunchtime things are drying out, and I think the afternoon and evening does have a chance to trend hot. Did anyone else feel the heat and humidity yesterday? Like the sun came out and it was like bam! It was like Satan's armpit. I mean, just gross out there with how fast it heated up and got steamy. I mean, I was a little surprised by that, but by midday, it looks a lot drier around here. So we've probably got another 3 or 4 hours, maybe an hour or two of more moderate to heavy rain, and then another hour or two on top of that, some light, steady rain, and it slowly tapers off. And I think by 11, 12 this morning into the afternoon, things look a lot better there. So quite the pocket of storm activity coming across the Champaign area. We look at lightning. Looks like there's been a few rumbles of thunder there, probably bigger ones in the Tuscola area. I'll switch on. We'll see if some folks are saying, oh, about us. You see these yellow ones. Those are the positive bolts. They're usually a little more intense. These are not that. They are more white ones, which is the negative bolts. White's negative bolts more standard, but you see a positive bolts, that's a sign of an intense storm. And that continues even towards Taylorville. Now, this is interesting here because this here is trying to back build, and it actually is lifting northeast. So that could turn into an I-72 problem pretty quickly for us here as we watch. It's a gully washer out there. It really is. Michelle asking, would a drive from Champaign to Monticello at 7:30 be a not bad idea? I don't think so because, the interstates usually are able to avoid issues. They build those typically a little higher. They're usually more resilient to flooding. You may have some issues, though, on some of the surface streets and things of that. So be aware of that. You'll have a much more difficult time in town, Champaign, than you will on the interstate, I think. Monticello, Seymour, and into 72 into town, fine. But, it's now raining south of Monticello, so you've gotten something, but I think you'll be all right there if you give it an hour. Maybe you leave it 8 instead. Just kind of take your time over. Stop and get a coffee on the way into town. I know there's a couple of good coffee shops over in Monticello, and I feel like one of them I think it's the Evelo Coffee Company. I've heard it's pretty good. Blend and Brew I've also heard is good. I wanted to get over there and try both of those soon. There's a number of places over Monticello. I do not get over there enough. But anyways, stop by there. Get a coffee. They open at 7 a.m. Tell them I sent you. Just say that to them, right? And take your time getting over here. So that's what we got. Checking in some other information coming in here. And It's wet out there, that's for sure. Again, I don't have a severe storms per se. There may be some gusts of wind, but I think the air is still a little stable here with the Champaign County one. So I don't know if it's all making it to the ground. We'll keep an eye on this storm activity southwest of Springfield. That may have a better chance to congeal into a line and put some wind. And should it congeal into a line, it may carry more to the south and east. But radar's not really showing a whole lot over there. It's showing, if you look, very subtle, but it's there. This backwards C shape right there. You know, sometimes that's usually an indication where wind is moving and surging through that storm, but I don't think all of it's making it out of the ground. I've not heard anyone say they've had some windy weather. So that's kind of the case there. So some torrential downpours and thunder and lightning coming through. Down towards between Monticello and Sullivan. Then some scattered storm activity continues to kind of back build there. But hopefully this is the last surge north of 72, and it's just some light to moderate stratiform rain on the back side there. You kind of see here where there's been this slight south progression with things. Excuse me, as the rain moves east here, and that's what we'll continue to see over the next little bit. And it's not much more than that. It's trying to, some dry air is trying to punch into that stratiform rain as well and eat it away. So again, it may be 6:30, and some of you are thinking, oh, I got afternoon plans, you know, whatever's going on. Midday onward looks pretty good here. It'll be cloudy. At some point, the sun comes out, and it could heat up pretty quickly. But rain and storm activity largely expected to be during the morning hours. So still 8 a.m. we'll have some thunderstorms, starting to dry things out by 10 a.m. and into the afternoon. It says cloudy. I think we'll have a little more sunshine than that. I think we'll also have a little more sunshine probably south. We'll see how much the storm activity continues to push. But have some issues there. So that's kind of the look for tonight here. And our main alerts are for flooding. Flash flood warnings continue. So the flash flood warning continues McLean, Ford, Champaign, Vermilion counties. And whew. Tony asking about storms. No, I don't think there's storms this evening. If they happen again, it's going to be probably after midnight. There could be a few pop-ups. I just don't think that's going to be an issue, though, here tonight. It's not going to ruin plans, per se. Route 9 east of Paxton now has some flooding reported. A number of roads in Paxton underwater here at this point. Areas that were hit hard the other night, again tonight, back-to-back nights where they've had 6+ inches of rain come on through here. So some of those areas are pretty deep. Deep amounts there. So Dwight asking, when can we see a period of no rain for at least a day or two? Monday, Tuesday. I think there may be a little lingering rain Monday morning. More than likely, though, I think most of Monday and Tuesday are pretty dry here. So excuse me, I feel like I'm yawning constantly. I wonder why. All right, thanks for those photos, Boomer. I appreciate that. Passing that along here. The leading edge of that rain and storm activity already crossing the Champaign-Vermilion County line, and it doesn't look quite as impressive. It's still there. But we've got our own myriad of issues here this morning with the flash flood activity in place here. Do want to check. There is a marginal risk of storms. But I don't think that's a huge. What is that? So let's get a look at the future track guidance here, and I need to. It gives us an idea. It's doing okay, but notice how we get past 10 a.m. and it wants to 1, exit it all, and 2, kind of weaken it. There may be some severe weather in East Indiana and Ohio today, but through 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock, things are fine out there. We're good. That's one run of guidance. I'll check the other one. Now, I always want to check and make sure the beginning of it matches. And that looks, it gets the idea across, right? Trend's drier by midday afternoon. Things are fine. And now we're talking, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the morning, maybe some additional storms coming to the north there as well. So we'll keep an eye on that. There you can see the flash flood watches, and then the boxes, the lime green boxes are flash flood warnings there. Got a YouTube comment. Look out the windows in Rantoul, and the yard is gone. They live in a lake. I am not surprised by that. Now that the rain's kind of letting up, we'll check out Neal Street. And yeah, that right lane's got some water on it, some ponding of water on the roads. It's probably doing that in some common spots as well. Still got some moderate rain coming down. I can hear it. It's not as heavy as it was earlier, which maybe is some good news. So here's the plan, what I think we're going to do. We are probably going to wrap this up at 7 a.m. is my thinking. And kind of, let things play out behind the scenes, but not a lot's going to change at this point, where there's been a lot of rain. We're already seeing those numbers get added. At least that cluster is moving quickly here, but now solidly from Fisher to Rantoul. You're getting those radar estimates now. Oh, that's road name 45. Seeing those totals now getting up and over 7 inches in some areas. So Just that heavy pocket, Rantoul, Thomasboro, over towards Fisher and Dewey. And then still, finally, seeing those rain totals pick up. Sadorus, Idesdale getting an inch. Willard Airport probably picked up another half inch pretty quickly there. Let's see if we get the... Yeah, Willard Airport added up to 0.03 of an inch at Willard. So I think that's what handled things here is kind of watch that play out. Interstates look fine. No issues with that. I think in Champaign-Poplar, there probably is some rain and wet roads and some standing water, particularly on the north side of town. The worst of it's going to be up towards Rantoul, Thomasboro, US 136. We also have a lot of standing water on Route 9 and in the Gibson City area. So yeah, we'll kind of wrap things up here shortly. We got a little bit more to look at. We'll kind of take a tour around. Here's Danville. We're looking at those pink colors. You're in the 3 to 4 inch range total there. Still, this rain coming in probably pushes more of that pink, and maybe we get a few spots of purple to appear here. You get up towards Bloomington Normal. Same things. We're looking at that 4 to 7 inch range total here. Gibson City, Paxton on the northern edge of that. I-74 seems to be the southern edge of that in Champaign County. There's some additional rain out there. Curious to hear from Jacksonville, Morgan County, anyone on there. Radar estimating 4+ inches. Some of those areas. And then Coles County this morning has had nothing. Same for most of Edgar County. Effingham, I-70 has been dry. Nothing down there either. So this kind of gives you a map that shows where that heaviest rain has fallen. It's been a swath from Fulton County, Illinois, through Tazewell County, McLean County, Southern Ford, Northern Champaign County, and into Vermilion County. I would expect at this point, Vermilion County, you've probably got another inch, maybe inch and a half coming. The rest of us are under an inch, more than likely under a half inch that are expected to see rain. And that'll be for areas that are in yellow. If you're south of that, I don't know if you can still pull an inch off or not. But when we look at radar here, that's the Skycam. Again, there we go. Maybe this will work. You can kind of see it's trying to evaporate up. There is that additional storm activity building on I-72 west of Springfield, so we'll keep an eye on that. But it looks quite soggy out there as we start our morning. At least storms are moving quick. In fact, if I go back to the last 6 hours, let me do 12 hours just so we can visualize it a little more. You know, the storms developed here, and as they did, they basically moved in a straight line east. Finally, by 3 a.m., began to sink a little more south, and now the clusters are fairly vertically oriented, sweeping left to right, west to east. That's helping to move things along. So we're seeing that. We will see how far south the rain gets. It very well could get at least some rain down to I-70, but so far things have been pretty dry out there. A lot of flooded basements, a lot of flooded roadways, a lot of issues out there, a lot of problem spots with this system. So that's kind of the latest on that. If you have any photos of flooding that you want to share, please send them to my inbox. I would appreciate that. And we will kind of keep you updated on what's going on, kind of looking at things here. But seeing this rain continue to push on through. We're not looking at severe weather here. This is a flood threat only. And with storms beginning to have a little bit more motion and trying to weaken a bit, I don't think we add a lot more than what's already been done. Look for an inch or so on top of it coming into Vermilion County. Mainly a half inch or less north of I-72. We'll watch some of those pockets if they train over the same spots here. We could still get some inch reports east of I-57 pretty much here. And the some areas that are dry are going to add that rain soon. That's the other thing. Yeah, I'll be doing some monthly rain totals. That probably will happen tomorrow. The only reason I'm going to wait for tomorrow is because it's still raining now. The new data comes in like tomorrow morning for today when it aggregates it all together. So, and the Kokoraz folks are sending in their reports here this morning. It's kind of so that is what we got. All right, folks, we're going to wrap this up. I want to thank you for following along this morning. Hopefully you have enjoyed various points of this coverage. From when Kevin was here earlier, we sent him home. He made it home laying in bed. He got the wireless emergency alert right as that happened, and they said that jolted him awake for the flash flood warning there. But I'm going to sign off here. I might go next door and get a coffee, to be totally honest with you, now that the rain's kind of letting up in Champaign a little bit. But if you got any flood reports or photos, you can message me directly. Would appreciate that. We know there's quite a bit of flooding in northern Champaign County. We know there's a lot of flooding in Vermilion County, starting to see that a little bit more. Not as bad as last night, or I guess the night before, whatever you want to call it here. Route 9, Gibson City to Paxton, and eastern parts of Ford County as well have had some issues. McLean County seemed to get hit hard. It does seem like tonight's event won't be even quite like this, but we will keep an eye out. And if you want to see me again, I will be on at 8 a.m., 8 o'clock on CBS for CBS This Morning. So that is what we will have for you. And with that, I will bid you farewell. I'll have updates at 8, and we will keep you updated as we go through the morning. Good news, by late morning into the afternoon, things looking a lot better and a lot drier. Stay weather aware.